the rainbow.
Yeah, I can't speak words, apparently.
Nope.
Does it taste like the rainbow?
I don't know. I've never tasted a rainbow before.
That's a lie.
But I guess if that's what the rainbow, it's all right. It's good.
Hi-yo.
I'm not a big Skittles man.
I don't like Skittles.
I'm not a Skittles
either.
man.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever purposely went out of my way to buy Skittles. Now that I think about it.
And like I'm also
They're not great.
I'm also a degenerate, like just shove all the flavors in my mouth at once, Skittles man. So, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Not a Skittles man at all.
This is good though.
I do like, you know what? Even like
C4 Skittles, Taste the Rainbow.
Jolly Rancher.
Not a sponsor. Yeah.
It's like these are great, the C4s.
Jolly Ranchers were like the best candy when we were kids though. Everybody wanted Jolly Ranchers.
I don't want them ever.
You know what? Welcome to WeNeedWrestling. You know what I wish Jolly Rancher would make again? The bars. Remember? They used to have flat Jolly Rancher bars.
They were like gummy sort of?
No, they weren't. They were hard candy. They might have made gummy ones later.
Okay, I remember like the gummy ones.
It was just a Jolly Rancher that was like flattened and like,
oh boy.
And they were Jolly Rancher like like sticks. Wild. They were really, and you'd peel them halfway and you'd just suck them like a lollipop.
Suck them.
They were delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, I might.
That and Gatorade gum. That was also really popular when I was a kid.
I don't love like hard candy.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
I'm not really a hard candy guy anymore. Also, my particular OCD, I just ended up biting into it. Like,
wow.
I don't have my teeth, man.
I was just saying, I'd be afraid to break a tooth at this point. They have to go to the dentist and
that is true.
Pay for shit.
It's true. Did you ever have Gatorade gum, or was that? Or is our age difference enough that Gatorade gum was over?
I remember it. I just don't remember having it ever.
It was bright green.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was the shit. Everybody liked it.
I had
you had to chew it if you were playing sports.
I had some Big League Chew the other day.
Big League Chew that's all timer right there.
I was at
the whole pack in your mouth. Pretend
I was
like
at one of my nephew's baseball games, and one of them had it. I said,
nice.
"Give me a rip."
Give me a rip.
So packed in the purple, and
that's right.
Like this feels like home.
Yeah.
And after about 20 seconds, I'm like, "This is gross."
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
Like this is just not good at all.
But what better to teach kids how to chew tobacco than by giving them gum?
It's true. Chew tobacco spit.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's up, pal?
Not much, buddy. We got a big show. Show.
Happy WrestleMania weekend.
No, it's not going to be. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Happy
to you too, and also with you, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into it. I guess. How are you?
We're gonna sprinkle in. I'm good. I don't. We got a big show, double collisions, lots of stuff going on, leading into WrestleMania. Blah blah blah.
Shit! It was a double
collision. Yeah. We're double colliders this week. Big news regarding the show and
I guess
it is, and big news, big event, a milestone reached, if you will, an honor bestowed upon us, which we'll get to.
Big happenings.
But I just want to thank all the supporters and the detractors.
Which there's like 3.
Yep. But yeah, we'll sprinkle in the WWE disappointing the fans. They hit like a multi-level disappointment scheme this week. It's quite amazing.
Yeah.
But like, I guess when you're rolling as high as you are, you feel invincible, right? So
I guess,
and like, I don't want the show to become that, because even though we do complain and sometimes or criticize, and I know we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to sit down and just be a fan. Triple Paul.
Bubba Paul.
Yeah, but we like to talk about the things we love, and we love wrestling, so we want to talk about the good things, and the good things that are happening right now are almost exclusively not the WWE.
Yeah.
So, but I'm good, pal.
That's all.
A good week.
Good.
Chill.
Yeah. That makes me
quiet. Didn't we do something over the weekend? Did we do cool stuff this weekend?
Yeah, we got tattooed.
Oh yeah, we got tattooed. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Jamola.
More tattoos. Gonna get some more tattoos.
There you go.
Yeah, shout out Jamola. If you're in the Syracuse area, hit up Resurrection Tattoo.
Yes,
our buddy Jamola. He's the best. He's one of us.
I enjoyed talking some core with him.
Yeah, he's the best.
Happy.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, Jamola's a fucking man.
I also saw a picture of him shirtless on the internet.
I saw it too.
And he has a Calvin and Hobbes chest piece, which I didn't know he had.
Didn't know, but made him cooler.
But next time I see him, we're going to talk about Bill Watterson for a long time.
Next time I see him, I'm going to say, hey, pop the top, pal.
That's right.
What you got.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you're tattooing people shirtless? You didn't give us that option?
Yeah, what the fuck? You would have taken your shirt off.
Right, I would have popped everything.
I know you were getting your leg tattooed.
Yeah,
but sure,
don't matter.
Pop my pants.
Whatever. You know, I'm easy. I'm like a Sunday morning, brother.
It's true. I have literally, like, I went into this weekend with 0 ideas. I came out with 3.
Good.
There's 3 I have that I need him to do.
All right.
One is a wrestling tattoo.
Oh, I gotta get one of them from him too. I got a bunch of ideas, but then he does ideas.
But one of them I want to do up in Syracuse for a specific reason.
Okay.
So, because we were talking about a specific...
You're going to get your Donovan McNabb tattoo finally?
Yes, my Jerry McNamara tattoo is finally happening.
You're going to get your Syracuse Orange Men sleeve?
Yeah, he has Calvin and Hobbes. I'm going to have McNabb and McNamara on my chest. With Carmelo Anthony on my belly.
You should get an amalgamation, McNabb-Mamara.
I wouldn't be able to say that ever. Hey, what do you have, McNabb? I can't say it. McNabb-Namara.
Well, there you go.
Jesus Christ.
That's right, Daddy.
The fuck?
I know.
That would be.
Wait, hold on. I don't want you to expose this, but like we know what happened in Syracuse. How are you going to get a tattoo to memorialize Shawn Michaels losing his smile?
Well, yeah, I'm just going to get a bunch of Marines stomping him out. That's
a whole back piece.
A whole back piece of Marines stomping him.
It's just Shawn on the ground,
and I'm just going to have Bret Hart in the background, being cool. Yeah,
I like that.
Maybe I have 4 tattoo ideas now.
I like that Bret Hart takes pictures with ladies, and that when they're white ladies, they're very normal pictures, and when they're black ladies, he can't help but smile real big. I also suffer that affliction.
Well, you know.
So ask my wife; she knows.
My wife.
She knows.
She knows. She knows. All right.
You're good. Everything's good.
All right, hunky dory.
All right, we got big show. Well,
I said no more BS.
If I can say this, we have a big show, and so I'm excited. If you know what I mean. And really quick before we get started, can I curse on here?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Is that?
Oh boy!
All right. It's just my opinion.
God damn it!
So.
Somebody listen to After Dark.
I may have been paid to do some of the. I don't know. Maybe there's a secret sponsor for the show.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is it Roker Enterprises?
There's
you don't kiss and tell.
Well, let's just say that maybe there was some frosting and some cinnamon dust on the check, if you know what I mean.
That could go many ways for people that don't listen to the other show. Okay. Fuck yeah.
All right, let's get into the week.
All right.
The week that was, or the news, or what have you got news to start with?
Dude, there's so much shit.
All right.
I stopped writing things
Let's break
down.
it all down.
You have the Jeff Cobb New Japan debacle. The New Japan contract situations this week are insane.
Did they just decide not to lock anybody in ever?
I think they decided to just let people go.
And
even though Tanahashi might have said differently.
Oh, really?
Well, so Jeff Cobb, it was announced he's officially leaving like this weekend. He's going to wrestle Tanahashi, I think, tomorrow. And then he's done.
Because WWE pulled him earlier than expected.
That's the talk. WWE pulled him.
Does WWE know they're getting a 43-year-old man?
That's that's like main event scene. What are you talking about? That's perfect for them.
Yeah, but he's gonna go to NXT. So,
oh my god, that'd be fucking terrible.
There's no way that Jeff Cobb is a big enough star to not go to NXT.
I do agree with that.
He's not bigger than Julia or Stephanie Vaquer. He's not bigger than Ricky fucking Saints.
Oh god,
right?
That's me. So he's leaving, and then it came out a couple days ago, within like 2 minutes of each other. Bushi is gone.
Bushi didn't want to be gone though. Did you see that?
So
Bushi resigned, but said, "I'm not staying if Naito doesn't." That's what I read.
But the thing is, Naito didn't want to stay.
Right.
So. You hitch your horse to that fucking, whatever, wagon, whatever
that
the
wagon
saying
ain't
is.
pulling nothing.
No.
Not with them fucking knees.
No, because then Tetsuya Naito, he's also gone. I think they're going to be there through May 7th, I believe.
Yeah.
Bushi, whatever.
No loss.
I got my picture with Bushi. I paid like $5 for it. I probably paid $7 too much.
Yeah.
Naito is the one where, if you have watched Tetsuya Naito over the last year and a half, it's no surprise he is a fucking broken down piece of a man.
Yeah, for sure.
But in Japan, he is still a massive draw.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, Naito on paper, like, looking at the headline, New Japan doesn't re-sign Naito or Naito leaves New Japan, is a panic mode.
Absolutely it is.
But in ring, you're like, yeah, we're good.
If this was like 3 years ago, it probably would have been like, oh, fuck, what happened?
Right. But he lost that ability to have that one great match every now and then.
You know, the thing was, I look at last year's G1.
Yeah.
Ospreay had a miracle match with him. Mm-hmm. Then Okada had a miracle match with him.
Yes.
And I go, when I see Naito against other people, I just go, oh, that was just Ospreay and Okada.
Right.
It just showed it, you know?
Have we got confirmation, though? Like, is he signing somewhere else?
No, he's gone.
Is he just going to be a freelancer?
He's going to be a freelancer.
Because he can still wrestle New Japan as a freelancer.
He could. I don't think that they would do that. I'd be shocked.
We'll see. Maybe
Maybe let him go, get it out of the system, and then re-sign him. I don't know. With Naito, like, Tanahashi came out and said we wanted to keep him.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to stay.
I mean, we've talked about Naito on the show for a very long time.
Absolutely. Dude.
We love Naito.
Naito's the fucking man.
He always said he's going to retire at 40, and then that happened during the pandemic, and he didn't.
Yes.
But, like, I think he stayed too long. Like, he stayed in the business too long. It sucks. It sucks because when you're on top, it doesn't feel that way. Yeah. But, like, and I'm going to say this, and I mean this, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but, like, I mean this with all the respect in my heart. You don't want to end up like Tanahashi.
No, you don't. You know, I was thinking of that clip from a couple weeks ago of him running the ropes against Taguchi, and my heart broke.
Yeah.
With Naito, it's fucking weird. Like, he just, I don't know. I look back at that Mox match at Forbidden Door, and it was so fucking bad. Yeah. And it just was like, here's the stamp, get him out.
Right.
I mean, they straight up changed when the G1 winner gets a title shot. Mm-hmm. It's from Wrestle Kingdom, they bumped it up. What was it, 3 months for Zack Sabre Jr.? Because they knew he can't main event a match at the Dome, not in his fucking condition. You know, they gave him the tag titles with Hiromu, and he thought, okay, like maybe this is enough. Nah, I guess not. I don't know. I love Naito, but it's been time.
Yeah.
I don't think he honestly signs anywhere.
No.
WWE doesn't care.
No, too old, too broken
down.
Yeah.
AEW same. He's never going to come over here.
I could see him getting a short Triple Crown run in All Japan like they did with UG and, you know.
Yeah, he's just going to freelance.
Take 6 months off.
He's still a big fucking draw.
I know. Take a trip. Get some
stuff
injected in your knees. Call Rey Mysterio up. Figure it out.
I mean, he's had so many surgeries. His fucking knees are shot.
Yeah.
He had surgeries on his eyes. Remember, like, his one eye so was basically paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love Naito. It's been sad to see the state of Naito over the past year and a half to 2 years.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him go somewhere and light it the fuck up. I think it'd be awesome because I love Naito so much.
I just don't see it happening.
I just don't see it happening either.
So in the same sort of tip of all that, like the Jeff Cobb stuff, like I saw them, they were talking about, because New Japan announced that Will Cosplay is challenging Goto.
Such fucking trash.
And they said, did you see like the logic behind it? They were like, they knew Cobb was leaving, but they said the deal was they wanted Cobb to have a high profile match against Tanahashi on the way out.
Yep.
And they did the tag team titles with him and Callum, Will Cosplay, because they were like, we wanted on the way out Callum to get a bump, like get a push from being in a tag team with Cobb. And like, no. And now like he's challenging Goto, which like the thing is, listen, we talked about New Japan. We thought they were back. Maybe they're not. We don't know. It looks dire, but we'll see. But like, you know, we're going to talk about Shooter Umino and how opinions change. Your opinion or my opinion, we'll get there. We'll figure that one out. You could probably take a guess, but we'll see whose opinion changed. But like, Cal, to me, we're going to talk about this later too, but or maybe not Cal Newman, but like, Callum Newman challenging for the IWGP title lessens Goto's title run to me. Because it's like, why are you fighting job guys for this title?
I said
it's just to mean
this
something.
Week to somebody, forget who, I said Goto should just dog walk him in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Just get this guy the fuck out of here.
Callum Newman should try and open up with a fucking Oz cutter, and Goto should eat him alive.
He is never going to be a main event guy.
No.
He's never going to be an upper card guy. He's never going to be a mid card guy.
He's never beaten the Will Cosplay rap.
No, he's like Master Watto levels.
Without
Master Watto won a goddamn Super Junior,
right?
So,
which is also a fucking mistake. But
yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, lots of shit happening in New Japan contract wise right now. Who knows? You know, I just know that they're not a company that signs guys just to bench them. You know, so
bullshit.
That's great.
Insane.
I don't have any other news. I mean, there's things we can talk about. There's talking points, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'll jump ahead real quick. I have no WWE.
Okay.
I watched SmackDown.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. I did not watch Monday Night Raw. I looked at reviews, like nothing happened.
Oh, that's good with the lead up to Mania.
Go home shows.
I was going to ask about
nothing
that. Because, like, you know, before the shows, I do the graphics for the YouTube page and all that. And I'm like, I always kind of feel bad, like, not diversifying as much as I can. I always try to diversify. Like, I know what we're going to talk about. I have a pretty good guess every week as to what we would think is the best or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, this week's, it's Bloody Daddy Magic, because it's crazy. The shot of him just sitting backstage covered in blood's hilarious.
Dude, I was so happy you put new singer Sam Hain in and I'm like, oh, nobody got that.
Yeah, nobody got, but didn't it look just like him?
It looked like fucking Glenn.
Takeshita Ospreay, Takeshita Tana, and Athena Mercedes. And like I was like, man, there's like, all right, let me see what people are talking about from other shows. Nothing. It's Mania week, you fucking maniacs.
Even like
nothing.
Like, I didn't watch anything from NXT, but I looked and I'm like, there's just nothing.
More people are talking about WrestleMania 9 because of that documentary.
For real.
Than they are about the WrestleMania that's 2 fucking days away.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It feels like a big nothing burger.
Right.
And we've talked.
And the ticket sales went up. They're over 50,000 for each night.
Great. Vegas is a walk-up town.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
insane.
Again, like, and we talk about this, you know, if it means, like, bonding with my nephews over something that they want to watch, yeah, fuck yeah. I'm all for it.
Right.
On my own, I don't really care. Like, there's people I like, and there's shit I want to see. Like, I want to see Io versus Rhea versus Bianca. That should be a really good match. Yeah. I want to see what Randy Orton does. Yeah. I like Randy Orton. Cody Cena, I'm like morbidly curious.
Right.
Like, Punk, Roman, and Seth, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you're arguing over Paul Heyman. I don't care.
Well, and
Roman Reigns has been like cutting his own promos online, trying to get some fucking hype.
And Seth is so insufferable of a human being.
Seth did have a good interview where he trashed Hulk Hogan the other day.
Well, sometimes the wrong people are right.
Yeah, it made me happy. But yeah, well, I mean, Roman cutting online promos and doing shit interviews. Yeah, fucking shit.
So that leads me into a message I got a little while ago, like a half an hour ago.
I also got a message.
Oh, from friend of the show, Jess Bones.
Friend of the show, Jess.
Is it the same message?
I don't know because
okay. If it's not, you'll. Okay.
I was going to say it's not a question, more of a comment.
Yes. So Jess, shout out Jess. Love you, Jess.
Yes, we love you.
Jess says, I don't know if y'all still recording or not. Is this the same?
I'm going to say
yeah. I'm going
to read it at the same time.
Yeah,
and I hope it's different. That'd be so fucking funny. All right, hold on.
All right, yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. I don't know if you're still recording or not. I was going to send a question in, but
being the 20th anniversary week of AJW and Gaia closing and 9 years since China passed, I've been particularly grumpy at Triple Paul. Can't put a question together, just wanted to say, fuck Triple H.
Yes! is the best episode of the show ever. That's to shut it down. It doesn't get any fucking better. So
Jess, you're the fucking best. Thank you so much.
I said, just as we happen to sit down and record, so I told Jess,
So fucking stupid. We're so dumb.
we're so stupid. Vote
for us.
Yeah. So more on that in a second. So I said just started and just said editorial history note. The first Gaia show was this week, 4/15/95. Last week was the 20th anniversary of the closure of Gaia.
Oh man, that's incredible.
Oh, Jess, absolutely fantastic.
Thank
But
you
this,
so much.
so this does lead into the little bit because there's a lot of wrestling to talk about, and that's what I prefer to talk about. But fuck Triple H, like a lot of people talking about the PR nightmare that WWE has entered themselves in.
I'm not even saying fuck him for his comments on our commander in chief.
Oh, we've been fucked Triple H for a long time.
I was saying fuck him for his bullshit puff piece interview he did with shithead Rosenberg. That guy sucks ass.
Oh, and he goes on Andrew Schultz. Like, he's just doing all, like, the guy who hates being in front of a fucking camera is in front of the camera an awful fucking lot.
I don't really like being in front of the camera.
And he gets a fucking wax statue of himself.
Oh, my God.
Insane. It's fucking bullshit. But anyway.
Can't sell out his own Hall of Fame.
But so, like, you have Nick Khan.
That fucking
bashing Tony Khan. And fine, fight back and forth, whatever. But like, we're the WWE's the underdogs. You're not.
You're out of your fucking mind.
You're fucking. I mean, you can't. In one sense, you can't put on a show like they did this week with like the Dynamite was. So like, I guess maybe you are.
Well, I saw somebody tweet out last night saying, "Damn, I guess he wasn't."
Yeah. But like, you're still filling. You're doing on TV shows more than AEW does on pay-per-views.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, you're doing 50,000 a night for Mania.
Yes.
AEW is going to do maybe 20 for y'all in if they're lucky in Texas. Yeah. Forbidden Door is going to be a big show, though.
I hope.
Because they announced that for the UK, which would be cool.
Yes, they did. I hope.
So,
and Arena Mexico.
Yeah, and Arena Mexico. But, like, so you got Nick Khan doing that shit. You got Triple H doing this shit. Like, everybody's just coming. And you get Roman today discussing his political beliefs, and I don't give a shit. We haven't hid how we feel on this show. We don't make it a main topic on the show.
No.
If you know us, you know. Yeah. We mention things in passing here. Roman has a way of thinking that I don't necessarily agree with that is a little baffling to me, but whatever. Yep. The trick is, don't fucking tell me, right?
Yeah.
Like, across the board, don't tell me.
Triple H says, it was better when people didn't know.
Yeah, right.
Sure. Right. You're right, Triple H. Like, it was.
So don't tell me, right? And the other thing is that, like, so a lot of other people say, well, don't, okay, well, the other side shouldn't tell either. And that's fine. Michael Jordan had his comment about shoes, like all that stuff.
Sure.
But like the difference is, and I'll say this here, full feet in the ground, whole chest, like people think, and sadly it's been twisted that way, but like when AEW has someone in the crowd with a trans flag, or Kenny Omega or Punk or somebody highlights a fan in the crowd that has a trans rights sign, and they're like, don't make it political. That's not really a political issue. It's been morphed into one.
It has been. Yeah.
But those are people. Shut the fuck up.
It's more
like it's different.
A human rights
It's
issue.
different.
Yeah.
It's like we should all be fighting for the freedom for everyone.
Absolutely. Not
just whatever party we happen to align with.
Yep.
But anyway,
agreed.
That's beside the point. I mean, it's not beside the point, but that's not the road I want to go down on a fun wrestling show. Yeah. But they've all done these PR nightmare things, which is like they're clearly signaling that TKO wants them in line to the U. And we've said this for a while. They want to be UFC. They want the front sections to be all celebrities. Yeah. They want to give the president a coronation when he shows up.
They want the big walkout that he just had this past Saturday.
Stephanie McMahon announced her podcast and said, "I have a no douchebag rule," but the first person she announced that's coming on is Dana White.
Oh my God.
And like again, like Dana White, don't like Dana White. Don't like Dana White's politics. I don't like Dana White because he beat the shit out of his wife. One of the many reasons. Yeah. But this is a man who was on camera beating the shit out of his wife she then apologized for.
I also don't like that he fights against fighters getting fair pay.
Right, exactly. So, like, again, hitting your wife in public and then having her apologize for acting out, that's not a political issue.
Nope.
But it is nice to see that fucking dude get choked out in front of his fucking hero this weekend.
That made me so happy.
Gravity denying fucking idiot.
That made me very happy.
But anyway, the one thing that I really wanted to sort of zero in on really quick about Triple Paul and because of Jess's comment here, is that Triple Paul said that basically that people should just be fans and not criticize.
Yeah.
And he's like, just go and have fun. Don't, just have fun and don't. He basically said, like, don't think about what we're giving you. Just enjoy it. And it's like, come on.
Here's the thing. I can do both.
Right. I can watch a popcorn movie and shut my brain off. Absolutely.
I can watch wrestling and not think about the critiques and all this fucking shit. Mm-hmm. I could also watch wrestling and go, oh, that was bad.
Right.
Or, oh, this is boring. Or, oh, this sucks. I'm allowed to do that.
Right.
Like, stop telling me that I'm not allowed to fucking do that. Fuck you, Kylie Ray.
Right.
Like,
If you've never taken a bump in this business, you don't have a right to critique it. It's like, I've also never held a movie camera, but I know when a movie sucks. I've never cooked for a fucking Michelin star rated restaurant, but if I got a meal there and it sucked ass and we were like, oh, I'm wrong, the chef is right.
Must be me.
Right. Like, I put it on Twitter. I'm like, if I eat a bad meal from a chef, I'm not going to blame my taste buds. Unless I pick something I know I don't like, but that's fucking stupid. Yeah. But like, or like
do the chicken parm test.
You're right. But like, I watch shitty movies all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna watch Evil Dead 2 with a different mindset than I'm gonna watch Interstellar, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And like, do they Interstellar is this critically acclaimed millions and millions of dollars movie, and it just popped in my brain, whatever. I've never seen it. But like Evil Dead 2, I happen to think Evil Dead 2 is a little more culturally relevant and impactful, but you can also see the tops of the fucking sets through half that movie.
Exactly.
But that's fine because we know that it's a low budget movie made by guys, whatever, it's got a different attitude and whatever. Like, you are the biggest wrestling company in the world. You're having 50,000 people coming to your fucking shows. You are pumping so much money into it. Even on the WrestleMania doc, fucking He Who Shall Not Be Named was like, none of this is going to put more. We're already sold out.
Yeah.
He's like, none of this is going to put more asses in seats.
Yeah.
But if we don't do it the best, why do it? And that's why they're wrapping the things in purple velvet and they're doing all this shit. And they got all the animals.
He was right.
He was right, right? Yeah. And like, so, and does something like AEW get a little more leeway? Yeah, because they're a smaller company, right? And they've gotten better, but like, and then you go, like, if I go to an indie show, like if I go to LVAC and I'm like, that sucked because it wasn't WWE, that's my fault.
Yeah, that's your fault, yeah.
But like, watching WWE that's throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at big events and something that looks like dog shit or you're supposed to be all the best people and your match sucks, yeah, I'm able to be like, yeah, this sucks. You guys should do better. You know better. You have people. You should fucking do better. Yeah. Your camera work should be better. All that shit. So, like, I hate this, like, well, don't criticize if you haven't done it. It's like, no, fuck you. I can do whatever I want, man.
Yeah. I remember that happened a couple years ago with this one band. I remember they got real pissed at somebody because they gave them a bad review. And I remember, like, those who can't do review. I'm like, I don't fucking, like, take some fucking criticism, dude. Not everybody's going to like your shit. It's okay. Like, it's like, and that's how I look at, like, Triple H right now, where I'm just going to block out the bad. Or I'm just going to block out the bad criticism. I don't want to hear it. I just want the praise.
And go for it. Fine.
Like that.
But then your shit ain't never going to get any better.
How the world works.
Right. That's head in the sand mentality and whatever. And you don't have to listen to every asshole on the internet. You don't have to listen to us. Right. And like, just because we don't like something doesn't mean somebody else has to also not 100%. Like it. Like what you like. 100%. Back what you like what you like.
Yeah.
Do, but I also want you to own it with all you have.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to half-ass like anything.
No.
Like, if you're going to like something, fucking own it. But like that mentality of like, if you didn't do it, you can't criticize is insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, and again, it doesn't, like, if I go to a show and I think this band sucks, there's going to be a bunch of people at the show that think they're good.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But that doesn't mean just because they think they're good that I don't get to say, or, well, this is why I don't like this, or this is why I didn't think this was good. But we talked about this on the show 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever. We talk about it all the time. Like, don't let anybody else dictate what you like and don't like.
Yeah, like it reminds me of when Punk first came to AEW and he did Renee's podcast. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about certain things and Orange Cassidy got brought up. And he goes, me personally, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
He goes, but they do and they love it. So fuck yeah, let's go. Like, let's go for it.
Right.
And that's kind of what the mentality should be, Like,
right.
It's not it's not for everybody, but like at the same time, don't get pissy when people don't like what you're putting in front of them.
Right. And obviously a lot of people like the WWE.
Of course they do.
And, and there's also a certain mentality with groups of people, particularly a lot of people that WWE and WWE stars have been bringing up this week, that think that if somebody doesn't like or support what they're doing, it's malicious in some way or it's agendaed in some way. Yeah. It's not. They just don't fucking like it.
No, not for me, brother.
And if it's a band, if it's a fucking movie, I like terrible movies. Yeah. Right? Like, I love the movie Street Trash with all of my heart.
Same.
The Royal Rumbler, Michelle, frequent guest of the show, hates Street Trash.
Wants to die.
with all of her heart.
Yeah.
Guess what? That doesn't change. My love for Street Trash.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, don't just blindly follow anyone who says this thing sucks or doesn't. Don't blindly follow someone who says this thing rules or doesn't. Listen, investigate, watch, form your own opinion. Yeah. Don't let anybody else yuck your yum.
And at the same time, if someone's gonna have a conversation with you about it, you go, I thought this sucks. You thought it's good. Why?
Right.
Don't get pissed.
Right. Exactly. Have conversations. Right. We give. Shout out to Timsy, and I love him. I give him a ton of shit on the show. I give him a ton of shit in person. Right? He loves Cody. I don't get it, but that's fine. Love Cody, man.
I think the narcotics coming to an end.
Yeah, but like that doesn't stop us from sending him pictures of the new action figures.
I'm not going to be like, fuck you, Tim.
Right.
Why would no?
So like for Triple H and all these other guys to step up and say these things is like, what's the end game here? What's your goal here? And I honestly think a lot of the goal of WWE's PR this week was, they're kind of scared of AEW.
Well, and this is 2 Manias in a row. Listen, so last year was Punk going into the details with Ariel Helwani. That, I'm like, okay, that's your experience you're talking about. Yeah. I can't really, whatever. But it was more so the comments of Triple H being like, people are afraid of the grind, trying to trash Will Ospreay. Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here. Now, looking at this year, Nick Khan trying to go full bore assault on them. Yeah. Like, oh, well, we don't sign people, just bench them.
Almost.
And then,
but anyway.
Dude, I give him credit for now, even though we're going to beat him later. Sean Ross Sapp put out his big, long fucking video.
You're going down, motherfucker.
He just names a bunch of people and goes, what are you talking about?
It's insane. You pulled Omos, and this is for you. You pulled Omos from the best run of his career in Noah.
That's what Sapp said. The same
best run of his, he was getting over.
Yeah, so he was having fun.
Celebrated. He was walking the streets. He found a place in wrestling that nobody ever really made for him.
Yep. You pulled him 3 months ago.
Right. And for no reason.
Nothing.
You made him vacate a belt, which fucks that company a little in one way or the other. Not majorly, but it causes an inconvenience.
Absolutely.
To do nothing with them.
Yep.
To do nothing. Yeah. Like, what the fuck
Andrade
are you doing?
Isn't doing fucking shit.
It's insane. Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
I know he said in the video, goes, I had to re-verify that Hikuleo's even signed with this company.
And if you want to say you can't criticize, I won't listen to criticism from online people that don't matter, like Hunter's saying, that's fine, Hunter. Do you, boo-boo. You don't need to listen. But don't say that other people shouldn't either. You don't get to dictate that. You don't get to dictate what I say is good and what isn't. You don't get to dictate what I get to criticize and what I don't. And like,
I know you're into dictators, but like,
I am into the dictators.
Well, that's completely different.
But not a dictator like a lot of the roster seems to be. But anyway, it's just endlessly frustrating for like these entertainment guys who can't handle criticism, saying because they can't handle it, instead of like trying to fix or listen, they go, well, it's invalid. Yeah. I don't need to listen to this criticism because who does it come from? It's like, Triple H, you failed your way up. Like, you're fucking, like, you're married in Nepo, baby, like, you asshole.
When he said, go be a fan, do you think Bully Ray instantly, like, come to shorts when he heard that?
Oh, absolutely. Harder than him and Undertaker did over watching that lady do Shane Mercer's finish on fucking LFG.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't see that?
No.
Have you seen the big muscle lady that's on Let's Fucking Go Professional Wrestling? I
think so.
So, she's a jack lady. I don't know her name.
Is it Bozilla?
No.
Well, then I don't care.
She's more cut but smaller.
Okay.
But Shane Mercer does the it's like powerbomb position and he flips you up into like a spinebuster kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
So she did that on LFG and credited Shane Mercer on it. She was like, "Thank you, Shane Mercer. Like, I saw you do this. I knew it was cool." And Shane Mercer's like, "You're gonna kill it. That's awesome. Whatever." It's the only good thing about.
Is he WWE ID?
I don't know, but that's the only good thing about Shane Mercer. So she took the only thing she could from him. But Undertaker and Bubba were like, "What a finish! So arms up! Oh my god, what a finish!" And I was just like,
I don't know. People that watch that fucking show,
Right.
I don't understand.
but yeah, I
know I just talk about the criticism. No, I will criticize. I don't understand you.
I reserve my right to criticize the shit out of stuff. I talk into a microphone, and it's just what it is. But it's just endlessly frustrating to me.
I agree.
But what's not endlessly frustrating, Brett? Before we get into wrestling, we got to talk this because here's a real thing. This is an important thing about podcasting in general that we have to talk about. It's a very special announcement we need to make before we get into the pro wrestling that we watched this week. If you saw the name of the show, you're already tipped off. We're better than Meltzer.
There's a scientific proven fact that shows.
Listen, polls is science.
Yeah, there was no stop the steal.
Right.
There was no recount.
Right. None of that.
We officially won.
Polls is science. Shout out to Michael Norton on Twitter. Mob Squad at Mob Squad 508. Co-host of the Elite Mob podcast from Massachusetts. On Twitter, put together the best wrestling podcast tournament by round. Found us randomly. We did not reach out to him. I did not know this man before this. We've been interacting a little bit back and forth. Dude that's pumped on being stoked about fucking professional wrestling. Put us in a bracket. We're underdogs. First round up is against Dave Meltzer.
We're underdogs. We don't take no shit.
Right. Exactly. We're the true underdogs.
Fuck with us and you'll get
and Meltzer's a scumbag with money. But
I'm more one with the underdogs. It's more than I am.
That's true.
Cutter dogs.
But so scientifically proven, we beat Meltzer.
Numbers don't lie, bro.
I don't have that. What were the percentages of that one in front of me? Hold on.
I don't know. I'm gonna assume 94-6.
We won the second round 94-6.
See,
against Sean's view.
I was close. Did the third round not start?
It didn't. We're not third. They're still finishing the second rounders because we are up against Sean Ross Sapp, which if he gets wind of it, we're going to get fucking smoked. But we beat Dave Meltzer 81% to 19% in a round one matchup.
Hey, 19%. What's your fucking problem?
Right.
You got a problem with us?
Right. You got a problem? You want fucking taste? You want to taste? That is a landslide victory. We have the mandate. We are officially hashtag better than Meltzer. The dude scale lives on. It's proven to be better, scientifically proven.
Again, numbers don't lie.
I don't know what you want me to say. If you say we're not, I'm just going to tell you that I have a poll that says we are.
The numbers do not fucking lie.
This is data. This is scientific. This is triple research. This is quadruple stamped. Yeah. We're better than Meltzer.
Quadruple stamped to double stamped.
Right. We're better than Meltzer.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I'm going to switch things up a little bit.
Okay.
We got a couple questions this week.
Okay.
And we'll do two of them right now.
Whoa, two of them?
Yeah, but the first one is from, of course, young Sweet Ed.
이제 이번 주에 에드 코드 질문입니다.
All right, Ed says,
Talk to you in a week, buddy.
Hey there, Dave Meltzer defeaters.
Yeah. Hashtag better than Meltzer.
I have a two-part question. One, you see those pics of the new Hayabusa. How about that red? That's a great red. What color scheme should he go with next? I'm going to call that Ed Red from now on.
Ed Red, okay.
That is your shade.
All right.
It's 97 Kane.
Yep.
It's Wolfpack Sting.
Right.
It's 2025 Hayabusa.
And if Ed is anything, he is an actual representation of 97 Kane.
I mean, absolutely.
They're practically, I've never even seen them in the same room together, so.
I'm sure Ed doesn't want to be anywhere in a room with Kane.
That's true.
Days. Neither do I. So here's the funny thing. When I was fucking with 2K24,
yeah.
This one creator created a bunch of Japanese legends that are fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
but he had Hayabusa, and you could only have 2 color schemes.
Okay.
I was going to text you guys one night and be like, hey guys, what do you think it's like the best combination of color schemes for my Hayabusa to have?
I know my neck. I solid, immediate answer. So,
All right, what's your answer then?
brown.
So, I was going to say purple.
Okay.
I like purple Hayabusa.
All of them are nice. It's hard. But I have
red is like...
Red's where you go. That's how you start.
Red's the number one. Like,
yeah.
hands down.
I am partial to brown. I like the brown gear. I think it stands out and it's weird. If you're not giving me the brown, I'm on white.
So I was
White
watching...
Hayabusa is pretty iconic.
I was watching... there was a WrestleMania live stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think it was for WrestleMania 6. And they were showing a lead up to it.
Yeah.
And Earthquake is in brown gear, and it's really bad. Oh, it's so bad. I was like, dude, what are we doing here? This is bad.
There's 2 guys that can pull off brown gear: Hayabusa and Samoa Joe.
Well, Smojo for sure. All right, well, I like that. That's a good one.
I think. Well, so what would you would go purple?
Yeah, my number 2 would be purple. Red's number 1, though. I do agree.
Yeah. What do you? I'm trying to think of him sort of the most exposure to Hayabusa like outside of Japan. I think it was mostly white, right?
I would say white. He was wearing white.
Because he's teaming with Jinsei Shinzaki so much that he's like in.
I don't think he was wearing white, though, in
No?
ECW. No. There's the pictures of him backstage at WCW Worldwide where he's wearing the white gear.
Yeah.
White gear's dope. I always thought that was
Yeah.
cool. The blue gear was always real nice.
The Chara Pros and other action figures had, it's always red, blue, white, and brown.
Yeah.
The one Chara Pro has the brown. The one that's not a Chara Pro is like blue and red.
I like the purple.
Yeah, purple's always good.
I always thought it was a nice color.
Yeah,
on
for sure.
him. So, yeah, I go purple, you go brown.
I go brown. I like the brown, yeah.
Number 2, I get to see Prince Daddy and the Hyena in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Really hoping they play Lauren, but the odds are low as it's not one of their bigger songs. Have any good memories of a band you dig playing a deep cut you love?
I mean,
I was very upset when we saw The Cure they didn't play The Hanging Garden.
yeah.
That would have fired me.
I always wanted to hear Weird Al do Albuquerque live.
I mean, that's cool.
I don't know if it's necessarily a deep cut, but when we saw Danzig the last time he did Tired of Being Alive, that was pretty.
Yeah, like, that was dope.
That was really good from that. I would think that was like I really hope he plays this, and it was. I don't know if it's deep cut, but like not common in his playlists all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was when I saw AFI the one time.
Yeah.
And this is just within like the last, I don't know.
Oh, well, what did Doug freak out for when they...
Oh, that was Malleus Maleficarum.
Yeah.
That was fucking
That's pretty deep
awesome.
cut. Yeah.
But I saw... no, I was with Doug for this one in the Union Transfer when I saw them. Oh, what the fuck is the name of the song? I think it was on Very Proud of You. Oh, it's going to bug me. Keep talking. Go ahead.
I want a mohawk, but my mom won't let me.
No, it definitely wasn't that.
I would love if I heard them play that.
So fucking sick.
Yeah.
God damn, it's gonna drive me nuts.
It's tough because
it
like
wasn't third season.
A lot of the bands that we see don't have giant like discographies, and a lot of them do full record shows now. But seeing H2O do Friend and bring up the singer from Marginal Man who just happened to be in the audience was really fun.
Oh, AFI, they played He Who Laughs Last, which is the video where it starts out, Davey's like, ever since I was young, I always wanted to be in a hardcore band. Yeah, but they did play that. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That was real cool.
I'm trying to think if like any like even if like bands like covered shit.
Remember that time when we saw Napalm Death and they couldn't play Nazi Punks Fuck Off because their time got cut?
Yeah, that better change this time.
That hurt my heart.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I don't know, because like pretty much the bands we see play the shit we want to hear. I mean, I don't know. They know the hits, brother.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know if they're deep tracks, but like, I'm always a little disappointed when the Descendants don't do Sour Grapes, which they did maybe twice out of the 11 times I've fucking seen them.
There's a song. I think it's on the American EP.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it, but they never play it, and it always upsets me because that song makes me cry. Yeah, like when I saw Metallica, they didn't do Blackened. That bummed me out.
Yeah, I could talk way more.
I could talk about more shit that like they didn't play than they did play.
Or like songs I would pull off. Like when we saw the Misfits and Glenn insists on doing Who Killed Marilyn. I'm like, please don't.
Stop it, Glenn.
It's not. Can we add literally anything else to this?
Play fucking Demonomania.
Right.
Shut up and do it.
Correct.
Look upon me.
Yeah.
I am the wolf. Yeah, I
think that's we gave him an answer.
I know. I think we answered more.
We've seen a lot of shit.
They don't play.
We've seen a lot of shit. So.
Yeah, and my memories. Yeah, no, mine's probably AFI Who last.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't expect it, and I was like, oh, cool, they still play shit from 96. Mm-hmm. Not whatever the bullshit they put out now, because I'm an AFI apologist. That last album was bad.
If Glenn Danzig ever did Wicked Pussycat in front of me, I'd probably freak out. Pussycat!
I do miss seeing Glenn do Skin Carver.
Yeah.
Because I want to see him Windmill. But then also, I'm like, Glenn, you're an asshole.
It's also cool, though, when, like, bands that are of members of other bands play the other band's hit or something. You know what I mean? Like seeing, like, Kid Dynamite do Birthdays with Ernie Parada, or, you know, you see that kind of shit. Or, you know, like when we saw Youth of Today and Gel, rest in peace, played Glue and it came out, and then they played it again later.
Yeah.
So always like cool shit like that.
Man, I can't wait to see Youth of Today in July.
Yeah.
I was looking at my calendar today, and I'm like, damn, that's the one right there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
That one,
that's not the one right there, though. The one, the judge.
Well, that one's just going to be.
That's the fucking one.
You're going to have to, I don't know, put a straight jacket on me that day.
Yeah.
All right. We have another question here.
Okay.
You don't need a theme for this because he doesn't have a theme.
Okay.
This is from our good friend Kenny.
Oh, Kenny don't need no goddamn theme music.
You don't need no goddamn theme music. Says, hey guys, first time, long time. Got a question for the show this week. Was reading the Great Muda's cage match this week, as one does, which is correct.
Okay.
I do that way too much.
Right.
Specifically his NWA WCW run through 89, and saw that he teamed up with Terry Funk on a TV taping in Charleston, West Virginia to battle the Mother Hubbin' Ding Dongs. How did this match only last 90 seconds? And why didn't we get a Funk Muda versus Ding Dongs program around the horn? That's not for you, baby. I mean, I also read Muda's cage match way too fucking much. Just because I was like, I'm just trying to find shit I haven't seen. And it's like, I've seen all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Funk and Muda should have faced fucking everybody.
Right.
Should have won every goddamn title together.
100%.
That's
yeah.
I would have loved to have seen them versus the Ding Dongs.
Yeah, I've never seen that. It's hilarious. Yeah.
That didn't make somebody's got to have it.
It's got to be out there somewhere.
IVP, what you got, brother?
Yeah, maybe. I have a couple complete Mudas. I don't know if it's on there or not, but we'll see.
Oh, you mean like the 42 volumes of it?
Yeah.
Which I will sit and watch right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, Kenny. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Kenny, I saw you got your great Muda. I saw you put your Muda hat on a referee. That made me giggle real much.
Kenny, here's the thing. I'll tell you what. Just revealed mere hours before we sit down to record this, we're getting 2 Terry Funk Legends figures that cover the 2 big singles matches against Flair from Clash of Champions and Bash at the Beach. So,
and we're getting Old Man Muda, which I'm still shocked that that's happening. They showed off 5 Mudas today.
The 2 superstars.
The 2 superstars, and then they showed the Monday Night Wars ones.
The NWO.
NWO Muda and Dark Carnival.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to own that. Oh, it makes me so happy. Kenny, thank you very much.
Kenny,
go fucking birds, brother.
What are you doing not liking Will Ospreay, though, buddy?
It's like, stop it. Stop it.
I know I just did 20 minutes on liking what you like and not letting anybody sway you.
No.
But let's just pretend I didn't say that. And Kenny, let's get with the fucking program here. You don't like Will Ospreay, you don't like Randy Orton? Or do you like wrestling?
Is this a bit?
Yeah, you doing a bit? You doing jokes?
Is this a bit?
You doing jokes? You didn't seem like a jokester to me.
Yeah.
But maybe you are. You a jokester?
You're a little bit boy.
You fucking joking me?
You gotta be joking me.
You fucking joking me?
All right, you want to get into wrestling shit?
I sure do.
All right. We both watched the WrestleMania 9 documentary that came out on Friday.
Yep.
It was a fun watch. It's like 2 hours long. It's Listen, Mania 9, I think, gets unfairly shit on, minus the ending.
Yeah, the ending's dog shit.
Fucking sucks so bad.
But it just goes to tell, like, you know, that's what, like, depending on what you leave people with, is how something's going to be felt for the rest of the night.
Like, Sean Tatanka's fine.
The Headshrinker Steiner's
Headshrinker
rules.
Steiner's is awesome. I will say that.
Yeah, it rules.
To my grave. That match fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Razor's Bob Backlund's a weird one.
Yeah, because Backlund's just a weird beast.
Mr. Perfect versus the Narcissus.
It was interesting to hear Luger be like, he had no idea. He completely forgot what we were doing.
He got to the ring and said, "What's next?"
I wonder why.
Crazy. What else was like? You know, like the Crush Doink stuff is cute.
It's like the iconic Doink moment.
I'm not going to be like Sam glazing WWE's Dick Roberts and be like, that's one of the most creative finishes I've ever seen.
Yeah, no.
Like, stop it.
But it's the Doink moment, really. Until Matt Bourne tries to fight Hacksaw. We working, we shooting.
Yeah, though I do think like minus the finish.
Yeah.
And like minus the Mega Maniacs, it does get unfairly shit on.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't like The Undertaker in the year 2025.
No, and as you shouldn't.
Every time he gets a chance to shit on Hogan, though, makes my day. Because, of course, there's the talk about Hogan's eye there, and they're still protesting about Hogan got hit in the face with a 700-pound jet ski and only got a black eye.
Right.
You know, Scott Steiner straight up says, nah, Macho hit him.
Mm-hmm. And then Hogan goes, guess that's what they want to believe, brother, dude.
Yeah, then, Taker, brother should have bobbed when he weaved.
Yeah.
That made me giggle real hard.
That was my biggest, and I like the ton, like seeing the backstage stuff. I like seeing Luger super happy to see it all for the first time. And
what'd you think of that promo shot of Shawn Michaels?
I don't remember.
Where he's like sitting on the chair and it's just zoomed right up his...
Oh, yeah. And he's like, oh, you can see my balls? Yeah.
And he goes, who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah.
That made me giggle.
Yeah. But like, so I guess there's two things in professional wrestling that are like rumored to have happened or are a shoot or not.
Do they both involve the Macho Man?
No. Well, that's another big Macho Man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Montreal screw job on whether or not that was real or not. And I'm on the side that's a shoot. They screwed Brett.
Okay, well,
and
if you want to hear more about that,
maybe
there's some up to something seasons happening on Final Wrestling Place where Marcus might give his theory. I've talked to Marcus at length about this. He brings up some interesting points.
Okay. But I also will never not believe that it was Macho Man that punched Hogan's fucking lights out. Like, so Hogan on this fucking thing, and everybody's talking about it, but he said that, so he's teaming up in what they call the co-main event, but it's 2 matches under the main event.
Yeah, it's weird.
For Mania, Hogan's return. Beefcake has the titanium faceplate because he's returned from his face being shattered by a lady's knees.
Yeah.
And then Hogan and Beefcake, because even though they're not friends, Beaver's holding out that they're going to become friends again.
You called this out when we talked about it. You said you never know when he's going to get the call.
Right, you never know when he's going to get the call.
You never know when Terry's going to need his bags carried again.
But like, you went jet skiing 2 days before WrestleMania with a guy who was just in a horrible water sporting accident.
Well, that could mean many meanings.
It can.
Okay.
We're not talking about Tony Atlas yet.
Come on.
I know. And
phone?
so a man almost died. Needed his tongue held out of his head so he wouldn't choke on it because his face was mushed into pudding. And you're like 2 nights before WrestleMania 9.
What a way to put that.
You're going on jet skis with this guy. And you're not only are you going on jet skis with a guy, but you're being reckless enough that you're doing jet ski jumps that you lose control of. He claims in this thing that he presses a button that kept the nose down. Threw him ass over tea kettle.
Hogan's out here doing freestyle jet
and
ski
then
shit.
The jet ski dropped on his head. A 700-pound jet ski dropped on his head and smashed. He says broke his orbital bone, gave him a black eye. He needed all these stitches. Beaver backs most of that up.
Of course.
And then he's like, when I get there, I'm trying to hide it. He's like, I can't even touch my eye. He's like, I had to talk to Ted and IRS and make sure they wouldn't go near my face. And then he's like, I couldn't see out of it, which is why my punches look like shit.
Looked real bad, brother.
What was the excuse the 20 years before you throwing that fucking punch? Right? And then, so he's like, and then I get there, right? And so it's him and Beaver against Money Inc. With like a title fuck over switcheroo. So they win the titles, they don't, finish, right? Yeah. And then he's also a surprise to everyone, comes out at the end and beats the guy who just wins the title, challenges a guy who has no right to, like the title holder is like, yeah, Hulk Hogan, we're going to challenge you now. Hogan beats him. He claims that morning when he walked in there, Vince was like, if you can't pass a physical, you're not wrestling. Vince is going to fuck up a tag title match and the end of the show main event.
Yeah.
If Hogan can't, does that sound like anything Vince McMahon has ever fucking done in his life? So then Hogan says, I'll pass the physical. And he goes into the doctor. And Hogan says that's where he tells the doctor that Macho Man punched him out as a gimmick to run on TV.
It was gimmick, brother. Yeah.
We're doing it to work the marks, brother HH.
Even though I'm not even in a fucking angle with Macho Man at all.
So like, and then that gets the doctor to sign off that the physical is fine.
Insane,
right?
Dude. Insane.
Or what's more real, the doctor was like, it's just 7 stitches. You took a punch to the fucking eye. Go wrestle, you baby. Yeah. Right? But like, so he's like that, but like 1 second he's like, that never happened. Me and Macho never had a fucking problem. But then he says that it was believable enough that him and Macho had a problem there that's how he tells the doctor that it's a gimmick though. Like
he's all over the place.
Wrapping the truth into a different lie doesn't make the lie better, Hogan. You try it all the fucking time.
Hashtag bad Terry lies.
So like, it all piles like Occam's razor. Did Hulk Hogan have what?
Authors of pain.
Yes. Occam's razor, the simplest solution. Does it make more sense that Hulk Hogan was doing fucking acrobatics in a ski-doo that landed on his face and he almost drowned? He had to be drug out of the water by Beaver.
I was out cold face down in the water, brother.
I couldn't see out of my fucking eye. You couldn't touch my face. Yeah. Vince McMahon said I couldn't wrestle in WrestleMania even though I had 2 spots, both involving fucking titles. Yeah. And I then made up an elaborate story, but that just happens to be the same story that everybody tells about what actually happened. I made that story up to tell the doctor so I could get on the show the morning of WrestleMania. Or did Macho Man lay him out for fucking with Elizabeth because that's what the timeline says and that's what he was fucking doing? Which one makes more sense? The 13th step, I was almost not on WrestleMania 9 program, or I fucked with Macho Man enough that he knocked me out and we didn't talk again for 30 fucking years. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, it's insane.
Come on.
It's insane.
20 years.
It's fucking insane.
It just like, and then like he tries to act hurt when Scott Steiner's like, yeah, he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Guess you'll believe anything, brother, dude. Yeah. Come on.
I liked how pretty much everybody in the doc too was saying, yeah, it was fucking bullshit.
Right.
Like, it's bullshit that they put the title on him and then took it off Brett.
Yeah.
That was bullshit.
Oh, and there's the other fucking lie he tells. He says that he only agreed to do it because he told Vince, I'll only do this, brother, dude, if it's to put Yoko over, man.
Yep.
To pass the torch, brother. You know, I'm looking to put the young talent over, which sounds just like Hulk Hogan.
Yes, notorious talent putter over.
Listen here, brother, dude, it's all to put Yoko over. He's going to win the title back in a month, brother, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's insane.
Come on. Stop fucking lying.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Bad Terry lies.
It's a fun documentary.
It's a lot of fun, though, watch it.
I definitely would suggest it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like a fun behind-the-scenes look, you know. And I got to hear Brucey do his Dusty impression. So that always makes me smile.
That's right.
We also watched Dark Side of the Ring this week.
We did.
Tony Atlas. You know, again, this isn't one that you're going to learn much from. I don't think you're going to learn much from, except like it still works, which is fucking crazy.
I learned one thing
that Saba Simba is not real and that was actually Tony Atlas?
Nope. Although I do appreciate
Roddy Piper told us years ago.
I do appreciate Gerald Briscoe like shitting on it.
I know, he's like, come on.
Because he never, like, he's a company line man. Like Vince, doesn't. No, I learned, not surprising, but I learned that Dickie Murdoch traveled with a KKK hood in his gear.
See, I thought I've heard that before.
I don't remember ever hearing that.
I know he was a card carrier member.
It doesn't surprise me that Dickie Murdoch was a member of the Klan, but the fact that Tony Atlas was backstage with him and got a glance inside his bag and the whole getup was there, oh boy,
doesn't surprise me.
Oh boy,
Tony has his downfalls.
Yeah, but he comes off as a genuinely nice dude, simple.
Yeah, very simple life. Like, talks about how he knows he fucked up and blew a bunch of money, but in the end says, I'm happier for it.
Yes.
Very valuably takes care of his wife who's in a facility. Yeah. Had a stroke. That was very nice seeing them together. I like Tony Atlas.
I think the interesting thing about Tony
Atlas
is that, like, they do, like, because we had sort of postulated about this, but, like, they do get into the foot stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like
right off the fucking bat.
But he's like, I don't suck toes. He's like, I don't like that's not my fetish. He's like, I like sneakers.
I think the quote was, I don't suck toes. I don't whack off.
Yeah, right. He's like, people think I whack off. He's like, I like shoes. It brings me a weird comfort. Now, it's a little weird when he says that, and then halfway through the doc, you see a lady punching him in the face, and he's liking it. But he mentions being in the dominatrix, which he can't pronounce, which is very funny. We're a sex positive podcast.
We don't kink shame.
We don't kink shame.
Okay?
Right. We don't kink shame here. We don't kink shame anywhere.
Do what the fuck you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody, and it's consensual.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear Tony talk about, like, Rocky Johnson being a little, like,
oh yeah, he's like, we don't push. Like each other.
Yeah, like all that kind of stuff.
And how about it? Do you believe that he was going to be the world champ?
No,
I don't either.
No,
I was going to be the world champ, but then I got on a plane so I can go get stepped on. I don't buy that for a second.
A lot of people are told in passing and have been told in passing by Vince, or as a like motivation to, like, you go to Vince pissed off and you're like, listen, I'm fucking out of here, I can't do it, and then Vince goes, what do you mean? I got big plans, you're gonna be champion one day, pal. And I think that is like more like a let's get them motivated and off of the fucking HR list here, and I think some wrestlers take that to heart, particularly. Listen, Tony Atlas says it very well. He's not a well-educated man.
No.
Lives a very simple life. And I think those things are just, it's a carrot on a stick that maybe some of these guys didn't realize were carrots on sticks that thought they were actually attainable. Yeah. The carrot on the stick is attached to your own fucking forehead. You're never going to reach it.
And Tony still fucking works.
Because that's to say, he's like, I got to, because I'm not wealthy.
Yeah.
But he was at the Scranton Comic Con not that long ago.
Give him a fucking legend.
He's a good artist. He sells his prints and stuff. That was really
surprised
cool.
When he was showing off the art on the old WWE Primetime show.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's actually very good. Good for you.
And he again, not a great wrestler, but not a terrible wrestler. Very filled the spot.
Powerhouse.
Looked like $1 million in that fucking ring.
Mark Henry adores him.
Right.
He looks up to him.
Absolutely.
A lot, so.
Though, has WWE done a Tony Atlas figure lately? No, right?
Maybe a Classic Superstars. I don't know, but
he's never had like a Mattel. That's crazy.
No, never.
You would think he would.
Him and Rocky Johnson, you think would have a 2-pack?
Yeah, you would think.
You'd
think they would do a Saba Simba because they're doing everybody else.
Jesus Christ! If they do a Saba Simba, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. As long as it comes with a voice box of Rocky. Oh, come on. I ain't no Saba Simba.
I like that it seems like that the impression from all those people is that Piper actually did just fucking bury it. It was just like, no, we're not. Yeah, I'm not sitting by and letting you fucking do this.
And the crazy thing is, it wasn't live. Like, that shit could have been edited in post. I think even Vince realized that. It sucks.
Yeah, this sucks. Everybody's going to know.
Yeah. All right. Next week is on Superstar Billy Graham.
I thought they haven't done a Superstar one?
No.
I mean, you're going to learn. Is there a more overexposed fucking wrestling guy problem? Like, it's going to be about steroid trial. Like, it's, and I'm going to watch it.
And Karate Man.
Right.
The one that was good.
You're going to show the feud with Dusty. They're going to show, they're going to show him changing his look, being Karate Man, coming back, suing Vince, Vince bringing him back in to help him with the treatments, all that. Is Superstar's dead too,
He's
right?
dead, yeah.
So it's gonna be archival footage unless they got him. I don't know. Probably didn't get him for this. They probably got it a little while ago.
No, he's dead.
But there's enough archival footage, I'm sure, of him everywhere that WWE doesn't own, complaining about the WWE.
It's so weird that my nephews like Superstar Billy Graham.
Well, he's Tower of
Fucking
Power.
weird, dude.
Yeah.
I think because when they downloaded him on the game and I was talking like Dusty Rhodes, of course, they just latched on to stupid that bit of Graham.
Listen, Superstar, I got a lot of respect for Superstar because Superstar set the mold for almost everybody else.
I need to get these kids into fucking Don Morocco. That's what
That's
I
what
need.
you need. Right.
Marcus.
Yep.
All right, let's get into
But
wrestling.
you don't get Jesse Ventura, you don't get Hulk Hogan without
No, you don't.
Superstar.
You
So
absolutely do not.
without
I
them
agree.
just whole cloth stealing his shit.
I agree.
All right.
All right, let's get into some goddamn wrestling.
Okay.
So I talked about WWE, whatever, didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Mania, we'll see what happens over the weekend. I'll see how much I actually watch.
This is a bachelor weekend for me.
Ooh.
So my plan is at least I'm gonna sit down and probably watch Saturday.
Yeah. I might be hitting you up tomorrow, see what you're doing tomorrow night. 'Cause
whatever.
I don't think I'm going out to the house. So.
But like I
watch WrestleMania SmackDown.
so
bro.
here's the thing for real, and it's hilarious, but like we're better than Meltzer.
It's, again, numbers
So
don't
I
lie.
want to watch WrestleMania objectively.
Now you're going to watch with the fans' eye or the critics' eye. Because remember, they're two different things.
Right. It is not a show that I regularly watch. I'm not in tune on the angles of the storylines or any of that. I know that they switched the Grande Americana's fucking hometown back.
Oh, did they?
They did. They switched it back to Gulf of Mexico.
Cool.
But like, I'm not up on all that shit. So I want to watch WrestleMania because they even mentioned in the WrestleMania 9 doc that like one of the things that Vince did was like WrestleMania was if you weren't watching wrestling or didn't watch it, that's your in. You could watch Mania, see what's going on, and then be like, oh, what happens next? Like, Mania ends and starts everything. Like it's the beginning of it's the end of the year before Rumble is sort of the end.
To me, it's like, I feel like the Rumble's the kickoff, really. But
like Mania is supposed to be the big accessible event for everybody.
Of course.
So like, I'm going to watch it as a guy who doesn't watch regularly, and I'm going to be as fair as I can and be like, all right, this match was good, this one wasn't.
You excited for Gunther versus the Eatmeister?
No. I'm not excited for him stealing Zack Saber's fucking quotes for t-shirts. Like, rumor is they're starting the show. And like even Hunter this week was like, oh, he's not a good wrestler, but he has the thing.
Dude, what a glowing fucking review. Is he a good wrestler? No.
Yeah.
Is he the best technical guy?
No. No, but people like Yeet.
People like to
I said, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
But
so yeah, WWE, we'll see what happens.
yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about it all,
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So I did watch something other than AEW in the States.
Okay.
I watched a match from Prestige Wrestling. From Roseland 11.
Okay.
I watched Azumi versus Hyen because I was happy Azumi's in the States.
Okay.
Azumi is fucking awesome. I can watch Azumi all the time. I like how they're like, yeah, she's like 10 years in the business and she's still in her early 20s.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. So Hyen, I believe, was trained by Booker T. Has been wrestling for 10 years and like isn't signed anywhere. That kind of shocks me because I thought she was like very good in this match. Match is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
She hits a sick power bomb like on the apron, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Match was really good though. I wanted to watch like something of an indie company because we talked last week about how the indies, most of the shows this weekend have been very bastardized and it doesn't feel like Mania weekend at all. Even before we started recording, we said like, hey, what are you going to watch out of any of the indie shows this weekend? And I said, there's really nothing that I care about. I know Minoru Suzuki versus Butterbean happened tonight, so I'll try to catch that somewhere.
Yeah.
Just because that's hilarious. But, like, there's nothing really popping out at me. Like, ROH doesn't have a big show this weekend. You could always count on, like, Supercard to have some shit. But we'll see what happens. Tokyo Joshi Pro's running, DDT's running. If something's good from there, I'll try to watch it. I don't know. But this was fucking awesome. And I thought it was a very good setup. Yeah. Looked great. Camera work was great. Building was packed. Thought it looked really fucking good.
Where are they located normally?
I believe they're northwest.
Okay.
Roseland, I want to say it's in Oregon.
Oh, is this Swerve's?
No, that's Defy. That's out of
Defy.
Washington.
Okay.
They ran a Mania show yesterday that the Rock and Roll Express wrestled on.
Oh, I saw Ricky Morton hit a Canadian Destroyer, and people are still talking about it like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But Hoot wrestled. I thought Hoot was retired. Who got that eye fixed? He's like, I got it, brother.
And that was their main draw, Kenta versus fucking Mance Warner.
Oh, boy.
No thanks. All right, so outside of that, I didn't watch anything else from that show because I didn't want to. So I guess we'll get to the first collision.
Double collisions and a Dynamite, yes.
The FTR promo to start the show was really good. I loved when Shivani got in the ring.
Yeah.
And I loved when Shivani said his piece, brought up Dax's daughter.
Yeah.
Dax turned around and then went to hit him with the fucking pile driver. Thought that was really good. I loved when he was getting into the ring and Nigel just goes, don't. Sit down, stop it.
Yeah.
You know how dangerous they are. Please don't go in there. Tony's like, oh, I know these guys.
Yeah.
I could talk to them. Clearly you can't.
Yeah. This to me was like, I like this a ton. I like the he calls a fan fat. He does, all that. But we talked about last week or the week before about the Young Bucks and other guys like that about the go away heat. Is that the new heel heat, whatever. This proves that you don't need to do that.
Agreed.
This is good quality classic heel heat
from a team that these guys get their asses kicked.
That were beloved, that were just teaming with Edge, were in the ring when they were singing the fucking songs, and everybody was cheering them, and they were Edge's buddies and whatever. And I think they even said in this we're not the new Edge heads, which is very funny.
I thought that was awesome.
But and then they turn around the segment when they turn on Edge is really good, and then they know that they can get more heat by going after Schiavone.
Yeah.
I was like, this is actual pro wrestling heel heat.
Yep.
Look at that. You can fucking do it. So yeah, I like this a ton.
Yeah, I agree. Man, when Nigel got up to fucking stand up for Shivani, got in the ring and was ready to fight them, and then Garcia runs out, they shove him down, and then later in the show, you get 2.0, 3.0, whatever the fuck you want to call them, Ever Rise. They confront FTR on their way out, and they're saying, we're not going to let you do to Garcia what you did to Copeland. It's not going to fucking happen. Not on my watch.
You know what I mean? Are the FTR boys short? Are they short kings?
Yeah, I don't think they're
because
real big
Daddy
dudes.
Magic's not that tall of a guy, and he was taller than them. I didn't think that,
I don't think they're big guys, but and they're like, well, let's have a match tonight, then fine. And they're like, we're not going to turn on them.
Right.
Okay. This leads to Owen Hart quarterfinal match.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks.
Tony Storm ran down every entrant.
My God.
It was amazing.
Whose thigh meat did she talk about?
Stats, probably.
And then Chris Statlander. What a woman.
What a woman. Yep.
Jamie Hayter. What, you think you can make money in this business just by dressing up like somebody in another era? That could never happen.
Yeah. It was very Jericho, cruiserweight sort of battle royal kind of it's just excellent. It's just funny stuff.
Her talking about what do you think I just sit on my couch and eat veal parmigiana?
Yeah.
Not yet.
It's amazing.
She's the fucking best, dude. Jamie Hayter, Billy Starks, super good for an opener.
Yeah. Recklessly entertaining.
Yeah, I thought they worked a really good tempo the whole match. Dude, it's crazy. Billy Starks gets on AEW and I go, there's something here.
Yeah.
She's had great matches.
She is fun to watch, for sure.
That, and I instantly thought of
Nope, don't talk about I know what you're going to talk about. I'm already cringing.
The fucking...
I got the opposite of these babies right here.
The suplex off the apron.
It's in my notes.
Both hit so hard. Anytime I see that spot, I just instantly think of you now. Because I know you hate
I know that it's... I don't hate it, don't do it. It's awesome.
It just hurts
It's
your
just
heart.
gross. I just, for whatever reason, that's, I'll watch Gusset plates. I'll watch all kinds of shit. But that, I'm always like, ah.
Yeah. Oh, it was fucking brutal. Yeah. But again, Jamie Hayter gets the win. She's moving on. But yeah, Billy Starks, I'll tell you what.
It's super impressive.
I'm impressed.
Out of the young people that they've signed, I don't know that Ring of Honor is the best place, but obviously working with Athena has helped.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's been impressive. She's young. She's got plenty of room to grow. Out of the under, all the, of like we're gonna wait till you're 18, not you, Marty's girl. We're gonna wait till you're 18 signings they did, like her, Nick Wayne, like she's better. She's way better than Nick Wayne.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't have honestly a ton from this show. Next thing I have is FTR versus 3.0. I jumped that far ahead.
Yeah. So the one weird thing to me is a complaint. Everything else, yeah, FTR. That's really the next thing to talk about. Anthony Bowens has his second match, and it's 50-50 with Blake Christian.
So I watched this Sunday morning.
Yeah.
When I saw that people were online complaining, I was like, "No, we're not doing this."
The match isn't bad.
I'm not sitting through Blake Christian.
But this is Blake Christian is an enhancement talent at this point. He can do some impressive things. He could be Ring of Honor really well.
The vanilla baby.
This is Bowens' second match back with the new gimmick. And he has a 50-50 off.
Real match.
Yeah. 50-50 match with, has a hard time putting away Blake Christian. I'm like, Yeah. Give him a sequence, give him a comeback, and then that's it.
Yeah.
There should be no kicking out of fucking big moves, none of that. It was just really weird to me. They have a really hard time. I was like, well, he won, so he's built. It's like, no, not really. Not really. If he was a dude bigger than him, you know what I mean? If he had a hard time putting away Archer or, somebody giant or whatever, but it's no, he's smaller than him and he's not featured. This should have, and I don't need a squash. I don't need this to be fucking crash and burn or smash and burn against the gates of agony here. God. But it just.
Yeah, it honestly reminds me of, I remember when Nakamura got called up to the main roster and they instantly had him going 50-50 with Ziggler.
Yeah, insane.
What are we doing here?
Stupid.
Knock it off.
Yeah. But yeah, everything else until FTR 2.0. Yeah.
There is also an NXT TakeOver live stream going on YouTube right now.
Okay.
And I turned it on the other night, and the first match was Nakamura, Sami Zayn.
Nice.
What a fucking barn burner that was, man. God, NXT was special at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, FTR versus 3.0. Honestly, there's not much to take away except for Daddy Magic.
This is a murder. We witnessed a murder.
FTR beat the shit out of them. They kept going for the spike pile drivers. Finally, Garcia got on the apron and just said, "Stop it!" He's yelling at the ref, "Aren't you calling this?" For a split second, at the end of this, when Garcia was picking up Daddy Magic, I thought he was going to turn.
Yeah,
I went, "Oh boy, here it comes!" But FTR runs out and they beat the shit out of Danny Garcia, hit him with a couple pile drivers. And then Adam Cole, what is it, the Paradox?
The Paragon.
Paragon.
Yes.
They run off FTR. Garcia got his fucking ass beat. So who knows when you're going to see him again. But again, this FTR, I'm interested. It's, I always liked them as a tag team, and now they're being
solid classic heel heat.
Yeah, I like it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to the main event.
Yeah, Athena Harley got a bad rap on the internet.
Yeah.
It was clunky, but it wasn't the worst thing you've ever seen. It was just clunky. They just didn't they didn't mix quite as well as you'd hope, because everybody has a lot of hope for Harley. But yeah, take Brody King.
Brother.
Julia Hart out with Brody King. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, right. That was very nice of them to do that. This is some certified big boy shit.
Yeah.
Takesha's big old strong ass hitting the blue thunder bomb.
Dude, even that.
On fucking Brody was sick.
The wheelbarrow sequence that he did. I'm like, how do you get a man that? Yeah. I was next to Brody in real life.
Brody's a big boy.
I don't know how you do that. That, it's crazy. It's nuts.
This match was so fucking good, man. The crowd was so into it. I love this. I thought this was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Konosuke Takeshita, you are a fucking gem. And Brody, you're the fucking man. This was just great. They're just hauling up, fucking smashing each other. It was awesome.
I'm upset that Brody, and there's a lot of year left. I think we're going to see a big Brody run eventually. But he's been a fall guy, but they're high profile.
They're high profile.
He's losing to guys that are in the top third of the company, top eighth of the company, whatever. Title holders, all that kind of stuff.
He lost to Ospreay, Darby, Takeshita.
Right. So there is a certain way of thinking about how losses to those big talents are beneficial. You can build off of those. And I think that's where they have to do that with Brody. He's not there yet, but he's going to get some good wins.
Yeah.
I still think, I think you agree with this. I think he's still right now penciled in as winner of the Continental Classic this year. I think he'll, if not winner, I think he'll win his bracket. He's going to have a good showing.
Depends on what they do with the Continental International title belts.
Oh, that's true.
There's that.
Wrinkle. Yeah. But
I'd love to see him fucking win it, though.
But I think Brody,
Brody's the fucking
I don't want him to wait any longer, although they can, I guess. I want to see it this year. But if it doesn't happen this year, they should be building him to win the Owen next year then.
Yeah,
like, they got to do something with him. He's over. Crowds, he's got the look. He can fucking work.
He's got the look.
Like, yeah, exactly. The little Vixen action. Yeah. He's the dude. So, and Take is actually the fucking dude.
Yeah. That's the first Takeshita, you're a god that you'll hear this tonight.
Yeah, the first of many.
Yes. So that will move us to Dynamite.
Let's go Dynamite.
From last night, Dynamite Spring Breakthrough.
Yes.
This is the big show where they officially passed Nitro as the longest running prime time pro wrestling show on the Turner Network. So congratulations.
And even Eric Bischoff said nice things for Eric Bischoff.
It was so passive aggressive.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I don't even watch it anymore.
Yeah. It was nice for Bischoff. It's nice you can get out of that fucking idiot who's apparently his throat is rotting away from the inside. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. I hope he's okay. I hope he's not sick, but it looks weird. But yeah, this is a big night for AEW.
Yeah.
And they fucking deliver.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, you're at the the MGM Music Hall or whatever,
Sure.
at Fenway up in Boston. Crowd is electric. The fucking venue is so cool.
Yeah, awesome.
And I feel like the general consensus, a lot of people were saying you need to stick to venues like this for your TV. Do the bigger arenas for your pay-per-views, and I think that's smart.
Tuukka Rask should come with you everywhere you go.
Apparently.
Krubzingas Porzingis is there.
I'm sorry, who?
Krubzingas Porzingis.
Okay, yep, not Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that.
Yeah, sure, that
sounds
guy.
like a Rick and Morty alien.
So, listen, I don't like Michael Rappaport. He's a Knicks fan.
I like Michael Rappaport if it was 20 years ago.
There's a very funny video when Kristaps Porzingis got drafted because they were pissed. Knicks fans are like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And he is just filmed the TV and he's going off and he's so fucking mad.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But yeah, he's in the house here.
Yep, Porzingis.
Sure. So we're kicking it off immediately, which I think was the right fucking move.
Yeah.
Mercedes Moné versus Athena. We've been dying for this fucking match.
We do get the announcement that Hook is out because he is absolutely fucking concussed.
I had some bad shrimp.
Yeah.
So
did you
really
quick? I'm sorry.
The Ops are going to have a
Hobbs.
special partner later.
I keep cutting you off, but we need to talk about this. Did you notice when it was happening that Hook threw up in the ring?
Yeah.
I didn't notice. He did a good job of covering it. He was trying to hide it because he knew that he then had to do another move and they wouldn't have let him.
I saw it, and I'll tell you, credit to Vansky. Even he brought it up on Ad Odds last week.
I
somebody
hadn't
threw
noticed.
up in the ring.
Yeah, I never noticed until people pointed it out to me afterwards. But anyway.
Which is definitely concussion.
Oh, yeah.
So Mercedes Moné versus Athena again. The match I feel like we've been begging for a while.
Yeah. This is the We Need Wrestling offer match.
And this is one where I said to you and Ed, I was actively cursing at my television at Tony Khan, just saying, you're so fucking stupid. You're an idiot. Why in the fuck have you not had Athena on television? I understand Ring of Honor. Well, if you like her that much, then you'll tune in. That's not the way the fucking world works. I don't have all the time.
I agree with you completely, but I genuinely think that was his mentality.
Yeah,
was like, so eventually people will catch on because she's so fucking good.
No, they didn't.
No,
this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This felt like such a struggle. At times, it felt like a fight, which is how I like my pro wrestling. I don't need everything to be perfect. I don't need every little fucking step to be crisp. I need things to get a little wild sometimes.
My favorite thing in this whole match is not an accident, but like it didn't go as smoothly as it thought, and it looked better for it. Was the drop down backbreaker?
Yeah, that was sick.
Like she was supposed to go up within a vertical suplex and drop out of it and into the backbreaker, and like she just didn't get all the way over like vertical, so she just floated over and did it, and it looked gnarly.
Yeah,
because like you're gonna fight somebody. It's a struggle.
Yeah, they were slugging the shit out of each other. I thought Mercedes was selling her ass off for Athena. This is all last night, and even on the collision that happened tonight as well. I thought some of the camera shots were awesome. They're trying different things. Some overhead shots. There's the one shot we talked about where Athena's hanging upside down from the bottom rope to the outside, and Mercedes is on the apron doing the CEO dance, and it looked so fucking cool the way it shot up. And I thought Mercedes was going to jump off and hit the Meteor, and that would have been insane.
She tried, but she did the double stomp, and then
this match is fucking awesome, dude.
Awesome.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I
me too.
absolutely.
I watched it twice last
fucking
night.
Loved it.
I ran it back as soon as the show was over.
I just, Mercedes hitting that triple power bomb was sick as fuck. When they went up on the banister the railing on the outside, I thought they were going to suplex each other off and land on the ground, and I was going to be like, man, 2 for you.
Two for me. The Mercedes
2 for 1.
Mercedes has the cross face on, and they're fighting to the ropes, and they roll out of the ring, and she holds on to it the whole time.
Yeah,
incredible.
Look how it even started with like the tie up, and they tussle out of the ring onto the ramp, and they're still tied up all the way up to the goddamn screens. Like, oh my god, dude, what a match!
One of the best Mercedes matches of her career.
I agree.
Definitely her best AEW match. I would say.
Oh man, that's tough. Her stat ladder at Full Gear.
Yeah, that was really
awesome.
good. I think this one was better, and this is to me the second best women's match of 2025, and will probably be on lots of people's lists at the come the end of the year.
Dude, I fucking love this so much.
It was awesome.
I really did, and
I hope it means full time Athena. I don't know what you do with the ring on her belt.
Begging. Tony, listen, babe, honey, like. Stop. Ring of Honor ain't a thing. Stop making it a thing. It's not a thing. You have Athena, who is probably one of the best women's wrestlers in the fucking world over the past few years.
Yeah.
Stop letting her just have Ring of Honor. No. Bring her on TV. Bring her on fucking AEW. Let her dominate. I need to see like her versus like Megan Bayne would probably fucking rock. I mean, obviously her Tony Storm would be sick. Like, come on, bro. You're for the sickos.
How do you get the belt off of her in Ring of Honor?
Fucking, I'm done retiring.
So
we're done.
You have a ceremony. You run red carpet, everything, celebration.
Dude.
I'm forever champ. Nobody's ever beaten my record. Nobody's ever going to match my record. And you know what? Listen, I don't even need this anymore.
Not even so much I don't need this anymore, but it's time.
Yeah, right.
They did the same thing with Asuka and NXT.
You can't have her lose.
She didn't lose gotta walk away. Belt. She just handed it over.
I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and like it's not ideal in this situation. It is.
Yeah, this one absolutely you do it because she's fucking great. She's amazing. She's a god.
It's absolutely amazing.
God, I fucking love her so much.
It's absolutely amazing.
This was awesome, dude. Mercedes crowd was so behind her, but they're so into Athena too.
This match happened, and I was like,
I loved it.
Fuck everybody else on this show because you follow that opener, assholes.
Amazing, dude. Afterwards, you have the wild card match for the men for the Owen. Hangman Adam Page looking jacked as fuck. Dude. When he was in that backstage segment, Nakata called him a bitch and then whatever.
He says he's too angry. He should smile more.
God damn it, that guy. He looked huge. He was looking beefy.
Yeah, for sure.
So he comes out, and then you get the wild card, which ended up being the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. Which
I don't think was a shock to anybody. We've been waiting.
Yeah, I think he's been signed for like 2 months now.
Yeah.
So he's officially with AEW. RJ City's tweet of who the fuck is Josh Alexander made me giggle. These two, I thought the match was good.
Yeah.
Hanger, when he did that running off the ramp like clothesline when Alexander was on the barricade was fucking awesome. Hangman's the man. I love the finish. That that roll up looked fucking great. Afterwards, you get Kyle Fletcher confronting Hangman because they're going to face off in the next round. Right. Then Josh Alexander pummels Hangman from behind. He's officially with the Callis family now.
Which I think is the right position.
I think that is so smart.
I think we're in total agreement here. We even called that a few weeks ago, too, about how he would fit in there really well.
Yeah.
I just wish he'd change his look. But because
we were talking to that or the Death Riders.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine
yeah.
with the Callis family.
But like, neither of us are huge Josh Alexander guys.
I've said
talented cat.
I like Josh. I don't love Josh.
Yeah.
There's matches I've seen of his with like him and granted it's against Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
But like him and Mike Santana had some good shit.
For sure.
A week or 2 months or whatever. But
I think the thing with Alexander is, and I know we make the joke here, he's coming from the number 2 company to the number 3 company and all that. I would like to see his look change. I don't love the headgear because he doesn't wrestle that way. And I get it. They explain like he almost lost his ear. I say lose your ear like a man.
That's right. Mick Foley did.
But Josh Alexander was on top of TNA. There was nothing else for him to do.
It was done.
Right? The dude had a great run. He was the guy in TNA to me, like 100%.
Good matches with Alex Shelley over there. I mean, like you said, it's just he ran a course.
TNA Josh Alexander isn't going to rise through AEW.
I agree with that.
He needs to find another facet. I know he's been doing it a long time, but right now the presentation's exactly the same.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm excited to see what he does as a heel.
He change his theme.
Right. But I would like to see him just change everything, come in, especially because he turned heel right away. I come out that first match as TNA, everybody knows Josh Alexander, and then change the look because you're joining a group,
Like you said, stop wearing that weird singlet.
Yeah.
Wear some, bikers.
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with
Change
that.
it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that, a guy like Speedball, who isn't as exposed as Josh was, that's fine. He can, whatever. But I would like to see something more out of Josh Alexander than he was giving us in TNA.
I agree with that.
And if we don't get that, you're still going to get good matches and cool stuff and whatever. Yeah. But then he's already sort of slotted in where he's slotted in, and he's not going to go anywhere else. I think he can, if he can find a different facet, and it'll help him move up. Yeah. But it is what it is.
It's fucking stable though.
It's great stable.
Takeshita.
Wild stable.
Josh Alexander. Kyle Fletcher.
Right.
Fucking
Mark Davis if he ever gets uninjured.
Yeah, Brian Cage if he ever gets uninjured.
Cage's had surgery and apparently he's already back in the fucking gym. So
he's a nutcase. Yeah. Lance Archer.
Yep.
Maybe more later.
Maybe.
So next thing I have is the Hurt Syndicate defending against the Gates of Agony.
Yes, they're trying with the Gates of Agony. They had a promo on Collision.
That's not it.
Yeah, I think
it's too much of a mishmash.
Yeah, I think Bishop Khan looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
And I listen. I like a Samoan Wild Man as much as anybody else.
For him last night,
but
he was slipping and sliding everywhere. It was
weird. I just
he's fell 3 times.
Yeah, they're Ring of Honor. That's a Ring of Honor. Those guys should be fighting Dutch and Vincent until fucking the Archangel comes down.
And here's the problem too. Jesus. They won one match on Collision.
Yeah.
Against a fucking job team. And instantly it's a title shot. Maybe try to build them up a little bit. I don't know. Not just instantly, hey, we beat these 2 fucking scrubs, especially one of them who's a terrible goddamn wrestler.
So I don't, I don't want to give him all the credit in the world.
Many, he's not good.
But no, not him. I don't know if Matt put this in the. No, he must have put it in the Discord because he hadn't texted me in a little while. But Matt, friend of the show, was like, I didn't know that beating Junie Underwood got you a title shot.
I mean,
he ain't wrong.
Really though,
he ain't wrong.
It's fucking true.
He ain't fucking wrong.
And that's a problem with the tag division in the whole is AEW.
Yeah.
Granted now FTR's gonna be a real threat.
Yeah.
But you don't just beat these idiots and then get a tag title shot.
The thing is, when we watch the old sort of NWA, WCW stuff, and those shows are it's the Road Warriors versus, Johnny Jones and Jim James. And it's and then they cut a promo and they're like, we're coming for you. Squash matches are a part of life.
They didn't just have a title shot in a few days though. You build it.
Yeah, right. They're part of the recipe. They're not the last step.
Exactly.
So
plus everybody's learned that Gates of Agony are just a bunch of bozos. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's how they're treated.
Right.
Yeah,
and tag champions need bozos to beat on TV because wrestling doesn't give, AEW bucks that trend more than others, but
there's nothing wrong with a non-title match.
Also correct.
But you can have this match. Doesn't
all right,
be for
okay.
belts.
Question. Because AEW hasn't done this in a while. Would you have felt better?
No, I already know what you're going to say.
Would you have felt better if this was an eliminator?
No.
Beat Hurts and get here and you get a title match later.
It's not believable.
Right. So,
you just have a non-title match, though.
Right. I agree.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
Have a non-title match.
Yes.
Have it be a little competitive, but in the end, it hurts to get fucking.
I agree with you completely, but yeah.
But more importantly, honestly, MJF comes out afterwards. Dude, this was great.
Did you see MVP's tweeting about it today?
The best. Yeah.
We had really fun hanging out, even though they cheated at Monopoly and shit. Hilarious, dude.
I saw some of the salacious things some guys said about these fine young women.
Even MJF was like, "Don't shame sex workers. What's the matter with you people?"
Yeah.
Sex work, people.
He comes out. He brings hoes back to wrestling. Essentially,
right. Everybody.
He is the Godfather.
Attitude Era was the best. So you need the. All right, well, then you're watching the wrong program. Turn on AEW, everybody.
The star of this segment was Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah,
he was the best.
Getting bricked up on national TV. Yeah,
I know Miss Tatum was so fucking jealous of those girls. That's for sure. They had their hands on Shelton. And I'm sure she was punching at her, angry as fuck. It sounds like this is great. I like that watch though. Got that watch. He fucking MJF says, "Hey, you vote me up, baby, Shelty, baby." Yeah. And you got this watch. Shelton still gives him the thumbs down. Mm-hmm. And he goes, fuck it. You can have the watch anyway.
Yeah.
And Shelton the whole time when Bobby's like talking shit to MJF, Shelton's in the background, looking at the watch, looking at the lady.
Yeah.
It's like,
you think,
what a motherfucker.
Max went and got extra links put in that watch before the show so it could fit around Shelty's wrist?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
That watch slid up to MJF's elbow before he gave it to Shelty.
Yeah.
I did tape it in place.
I did like how he complimented MVP, complimented Shelton, then he said something. He's like, "Yeah, some idiots can't get with the program," and I was like, "Lashley's gonna fucking kill this guy. He's gonna Mortal Kombat fatality him. It's just gonna be Scorpion fucking ripping somebody's spine out. Oh my god!
Do you remember when we were kids, the watches that had the metal bands, but they were stretchy? And they looked real high class, but they were stretchy bullshit.
My grandfather had those.
It was this. It was the rectangular metal links, but when you put it on, it was the cloth in the middle. 100%. That's what my dad always wore them. And
my grandfather wore those.
Because then, when I was in high school, the big clunky watches were really popular, and they had the big latch on the bottom and stuff. Yeah. And I used to wear one, but I write righty, but I also want to wear my watch on my right hand.
Okay.
So that was always hard. And then I was in high school in a science. I'll remember this forever. Mrs. Charles, the science teacher, who kids just used to go to the back of the room and open the window in high school. Sorry for this sidebar, everybody, but it's in my brain. There was windows, and there was windows on the floor that you could open. There were low windows and high windows, and you can open both of them. And kids used to sit in the back of Mrs. Charles's room and open that window in the middle of class and smoke weed and just blow the smoke outside.
We had a class like that in high school.
And she'd be like, "What was that smell?" But anyway, we were doing a group experiment, and we needed a time to time something. So I took my watch off and I put it at the end of the table. And I was like, "Well, here, we'll just time it with my kick-ass big cool watch that I just got." And she knocked it off the desk and threw off the fucking timing, and it never worked again. Damn. And Mrs. Charles broke my watch, and she was just like, "Oops, sorry." And I was like, that was a $30 watch, which was a lot of money to me at the time.
That's why I wore a Bart Simpson watch.
Nice.
Well, I used to flip it up and hit a button. It used to say, "Cool your jets, man."
That's when I switched to pocket watches, and I don't have a watch at all. Because why do you need a fucking watch? We have a thing in our pocket that yells the time at us every fucking minute.
I own 2 watches. One,
I got 2 watches. I don't need a watch. I got 2 watches.
Jesus Christ. One is a all blacked out, one of those Citizen Echo Drive ones.
Yeah.
An ex-girlfriend bought it for me.
Sure.
Very nice.
Nice.
And then I got my X watch.
Well, there you go.
So, gotta have it. Mm-hmm. No numbers on it. It's real.
I am shocked.
Strange.
And this is going to sound like an insult, and you know that it's not. I am shocked they make watches that fit those fucking ham hocks that you got there, buddy.
The Citizen Echo Drive one is real nice.
Yeah.
I need a fucking goddamn extender for the next one.
Yeah.
Although there is a very funny picture of me.
Your arms are there's
dude.
fucking sledgehammers, man. It is amazing.
Doug used to talk about it all the time. My arm just goes forearm to fist.
It's a piston. It is insane. Yeah.
Yep. It's got some power.
Yes.
There's a funny picture of friend Nate. His band Choice to Make was playing.
Yeah.
And I think they covered Cro-Mag's World Peace, and I was singing along. And there's a picture of me like Homer Simpson choking him, and I'm wearing my X-Watch.
Nice.
We laugh about that all the time.
Good.
I love Nate. What a guy.
Shout out Nasty Nate.
That's my fucking man. All right. Will Ospreay.
Main event, yeah.
Versus,
well, no, not main event. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Will Ospreay versus
I think Shivani thought it was the main event, too.
Yeah. Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. Brother. I mean, maybe the best TV match of all time.
AEW's having us saying that a lot lately. It's Ospreay's 50th 5-star match from Meltzer, but we're better than him.
We are better than him.
But I agree.
Yeah.
This is a pay-per-view level in every way.
This is pay-per-view main event.
Right. It's everything you've ever wanted. And of course it is. These guys fucking rule. These are two of the best, if not the two best wrestlers in the world right now. Yeah. Active guys.
This crowd
it's insane.
Was losing their fucking minds. Dude, the kickouts at 1 were insane.
Yep.
Dude, Ospreay hitting like the fucking bastard driver wheelbarrow thing on Takeshita.
They trade finishers.
Dude, Takeshita hitting the hidden blade. Oh my fucking God.
My favorite thing in this whole match is Ospreay's running off the ropes. Does like a jump over to get over to Takeshita, gets flipped over him, lands on his feet, but like stumbles, but then immediately stands up and goes for the Oz cutter, and Takeshita just punches him in the mouth.
I loved it, dude.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, way to cut him off. Like
Yep.
And that's it. Okay.
Like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
How in the fuck can people do this?
I watched this back again where I watched Athena, Mercedes, and then I watched this. I was talking to Jenna when I messaged Jenna, and I was like, this match.
Yeah. And
they're like, I'm just at this part now. And I was like, oh my God. Just absolutely incredible.
It was just,
yeah.
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
That wrestling like this can happen.
Mm-hmm. On television.
Anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Fucking anywhere,
right.
Dude. Like, it's just, these two are, like you said, probably 1A, 1B in the world right now.
They have to be.
There is nobody better.
Take is my favorite guy to watch. I'm not trying to ladle Tim's warmth from Final Wrestling Place here, but like Take's my favorite guy to watch. Just the stuff that he does, his work ethic. Him and Ospreay do things in this match that like Athena and Mercedes do that I think a lot of the best wrestlers do, which is they don't like. I talk about hesitation all the time in the ring. But like, there's such a level of trust there that they're never not going for it.
Yeah, I agree.
So like, it makes like if you're worried about knocking a guy out, let's say knocking a guy off. If you're working about knocking a guy out, you're gonna pull your forearm a little bit and you're gonna leave a little bit of extra space. Now, Take ain't knocking anybody out, but his forearms, his punches are fucking insane.
Yeah.
And it's because they have that level of trust. Is like, yeah, we can do this to each other. And if something happens, there's no hard feelings.
Yeah, man. Oh my God.
So they're just the best.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Again, I think this is one of probably the best TV match of all time. I mean that. I can't think of another one that's better than this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go to the tape, but I mean, it's pretty remarkable.
Unfucking believable. Yeah. We're living in a timeline where like these two are just.
I put it on my match of the year list.
This was the rubber match between them.
The rubber match,
like unfucking believable.
I put it on. I put it on my match of the year list.
Yeah.
And looking at it right now, better than that one. Is it better than the trio that we got at Dynasty?
Yeah.
It's better than Swerve Ricochet from Dynasty, you think?
Swerve Ricochet?
Yeah, was that not at Dynasty? Or no.
You mean Omega, Ricochet, and Speedball? That we were just at?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, oh God, this is better.
Okay. I left that off. And then Wrestle Dynasty with is better than
Wrestle Dream.
That's not called Wrestle Dynasty.
No,
the day
Wrestle
after Kingdom.
Oh my dude, I forgot about that fucking show. you're my fault.
That
You're
had
right.
Omega Gabe Kidd and Takeshi Ishii on it.
Is it better than Omega Gabe?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't fucking know. That's a tough one.
And then on top of that, is it better than Ospreay Fletcher from this year?
That's tough too.
It's tough.
Blow off to a feud. Is it better than Tony Mariah May?
Right.
You know, like,
That's
let's
the thing.
be honest, man.
I have the Hollywood ending as my top women's match. This is pretty fucking close to being my top men's match.
Yeah,
it's gonna be in the conversation.
It's definitely gonna be in the conversation.
In the fucking conversation.
Unless Will Ospreay just like keeps fucking murdering everybody, and Takeshita keeps murdering everybody. Takeshita,
but
please
like,
win the G1. Please win the fucking G1 for the love of God.
They're gonna have other matches going to be in consideration, but like to have your 1A 1B,
God, dude. It's
so
unfucking real to watch these guys wrestle. Last thing from the show, obviously the main event for the trios titles. The Death Riders, Moxley replacing Pac because Pac is out injured.
Yes.
Don't know. Nobody said what's wrong with Pac exactly. Don't know what it could be. Right. So Hook out for the Ops.
Yeah. I like that Tony Khan like said somewhere or whatever they got it across that Mox isn't the trio's champion unless they win.
Yeah.
Here. Like he's subbing
which
in.
Is smart. Yeah.
He's not champ right now, you know. Like I like that.
Yeah, the Ops
with
their subbing of Will Hobbs and immediately made this group 10 times fucking cooler.
And earlier in the show they didn't say they just said it's gonna be 2-on-3.
Yeah.
And then they came out and then they waited and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Match is really fun. This was more like a oh shit, what's gonna happen next match?
Yeah.
You know, Shibata choking out Claudio, dragging him to the ramp, hitting the penalty kick, and then choking him out again. Was fucking awesome. Thank you for listening to me. Somebody last week, remember who the fuck he is. It's goddamn Katsuyori Shibata, and I'll have no fucking difference. Man is the fucking god. Yuta, I fucking love Wheeler Yuta. He's such a shithead.
He's a scumbag.
Like him and Hobbs just tussle on the outside. Dude, when the Young Bucks come out and they try to fuck with the Ops and Swerve dude.
So happy.
That reveal when he takes his hood off and just pummels them both and stomps them from out of the fucking crowd. Amazing. The crowd's going nuts for him.
My stomach drops every time I see the Bucks. Like I just don't like them. I'm like, what are they going to fuck up here?
Yeah.
And so they came out and I'm like,
I know. It's like, son of a bitch, really?
And then they got bitched out and I was like, yes.
Yeah. Dude, fucking Willow might have been the star last night. Like, there's like the funny pictures of her flipping off Moxley.
They're leaving money on the table if they don't do Willow versus Mox, and I mean that completely.
I agree.
Leaving money on the table.
I agree. Dude, if you go back and you listen, I know you watch. I don't think you watched this one back, but if you go back and you listen, when Joe puts the choke on Moxley, that crowd goes like insane because they realize there's nobody left.
Yep.
They actually realize like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Michelle got home late last night and she was hanging out with me while this was the show. Usually she's in bed by now. And she's sitting on the couch next to me and he puts the Coquina clutch on. And I literally, my arms go in the air and I go, Coquina clutch, it's fucking over, baby. And she looks at me like, it's over. There's nothing you could do. And like, I was just like so fucking pumped.
Yeah, dude. It was fucking awesome. Mox doesn't even have that chance to tap out. He just goes out cold, which I loved.
And, you know, you said like adding Hobbs makes it instantly better, and it does.
Yeah.
It stinks that AEW didn't have anything going for Hobbs right now because they've started and stopped that dude so many fucking times, and he's great. He has it. He looks great, all that. But it's nice that he had nothing so they could just put him here. He gets titles. He gets to be in just a better fucking group. Like
instantly, 10 times better.
When Hook's back, do you put him back in this group? What does he do? Can't have the Ops can't be 4-piece.
Maybe Hook could look for a fucking apartment in Orlando. Go to the PC.
Right. You can't.
I don't know, man.
Like like Hobbs can't like be like, all right, here you go. That I just held it down for you. Like that would suck. This is the Ops now.
Yeah.
Right?
It looks 10 times better with Hobbs.
I don't want to see Hook. Like, if they do anything where Hook is in this, is trio champion in any way.
Against Hook either. No. It's just like, hey man, we stumbled into this.
Right.
Like,
you know, like I said to you, if you're walking down an alleyway and it's Samoa Joe, Shibata, or Hook, I'm going, I don't know whose ass I could beat here, but I'm going after the little guy.
yeah.
If it's Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hobbs, I'm just like, all right, we're out here. We're good. I'm not fighting any of you. Take my wallet.
Yeah.
You can have it.
This is fucking incredible, dude.
Yeah.
All the faces like come out at the end,
Mm-hmm.
very reminiscent of WrestleMania 10 with Bret Hart.
I saw
Whereas people
people
also say Luger when he won the world title.
Luger winning. A lot of people compared this match to that. Yes and no. That Luger fights off a lot of the NWO without help in that match.
Yeah, dude.
but
my God, I love this so much.
I unaffiliated baby faces out celebrating because the baby faces won.
Yeah.
Is what wrestling's about.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I
heels,
said, big WrestleMania 10 vibes
right.
with Bret.
heel backup in wrestling. Heels need stables because they need backup, and other heels aren't going to go help other heels because they're in it for themselves only. Yeah. Baby faces do not need to be directly in a stable to help other baby faces. It's about good guys helping good guys.
I agree.
And the end of this thing with everybody in the ring, with Willow doing her big Dave Bautista impression.
Dude, I fucking loved it.
Like just everybody there celebrating happy. Even that made the Death Riders seem better than they were because like we haven't been satisfied with them, but we're satisfied with this loss, and it felt like they finally beat the bad guys. Like the first.
This was the first domino.
The first thing's off the armor here. Like like we got one through. We slipped one past the chainmail finally. Yeah. And it just felt good, and it felt important because everybody was there to celebrate afterwards.
Yeah.
And because how can you hate Samoa Joe?
Yeah, and I love Joe, like his promo to the crowd afterwards. It's online. You can find it when he's like, I'm surrounded by some of the baddest motherfuckers in the world. Mm-hmm. And Ospreay goes over and he raises Willow's hand. Yeah. And she's like, fuck yeah. That was awesome. Samoa Joe's the fucking man.
Remember when the WWE said, like, we think you're done, you should just do commentary?
Dude, I was going to bring that up.
This man has held multiple titles, Joe. The world title.
I got a little upset with him, though.
Okay.
When he said, I won every major title in Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. Brother, I was there when he won the WWE United States title in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Oh, well.
Okay. I was fucking there and I lost my mind when it happened.
All right.
I think I might have been the only one who lost their mind when it happened. and he had some good moments in Wilkes-Barre when he had that Raw when he choked out Paul Heyman. Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
Joe's the best, man.
I fucking love
Joe rules.
Joe. Again, all-timer Dynamite
all-timer
last night.
Dynamite.
Like,
top
legit
top three, if not the best ever.
One of the best television wrestling shows you'll see.
And added on because the perfect time to do that.
Of course it was.
Like the night, take already stealing heat from WrestleMania 3 days before it.
Well, our friend Mike said in the Discord, like, is it possible to have the best match of WrestleMania weekend on a Wednesday night?
It is because they've already started. The Mania weekend matches have started, so that counts.
Yeah.
And then also and also being the night that you passed Nitro, and there was no like you want to shove it in Eric Bischoff's face. Don't come out and be like, where are you now, Eric Bischoff?
Yeah.
We passed you. Yeah. You put on the best show you fucking have. And then you make them say, oh, I mean, I can't talk shit on the show, so good luck. Thank you. Good job.
It was fun last night, in the Discord, soon to be named Network Discord.
Yes.
Holler at us. In the live wrestling thread. And that, the bell rings and we're all just like, fuck yeah, this fucking rules. I love this so much. Feeling restored. Feels good to be Hall Elite. And I'll give credit to Vansky. He popped me when he's like, man, can't wait till we're all in here after night one of WrestleMania. It's going to be great, guys. Right? It's fucking so funny. But yeah, this is fucking awesome. And it was like everybody was so this one united front last night. Oh, it was great. What a fucking show. Unbelievable. That leads us to Collision that happened tonight.
Yes.
Aired on Thursday. You'll be listening to this Friday.
We just watched it together.
It's already Friday. I like the way the show starts. Death Riders come out. They're fucking pissed.
Marina killed a lady.
Yeah, I don't know who the random lady is that gets murdered.
Right.
But Yuta's wrecking shit. Claudio's wrecking shit.
Yeah. Where's this been?
Where's it been?
Where's it been?
And it's did it take them to lose to get pissed off again? Which, if you're Moxley, you should address that.
Right.
But, I did where, he's like, oh, all right, I saw you all celebrating last night. Enjoy it while you fucking can.
Yep.
It's never going to happen again.
Right. He's like, I've always given you respect, Samoa Joe.
That too,
you know? Yeah.
And he says, too, he's like, Young Bucks, you're officially on my shit list. Don't get involved in my shit. Otherwise, you'll never be seen or heard from again. Which we looked at each other and was like, all right, John Moxley's a big baby face now. But it felt like the first time in a while, like, oh, these dudes are pissed.
Yeah, for sure.
So this collision, like, it does feel like a nice companion piece to Dynamite.
But it's still a collision.
And, like, I hate that because you shouldn't book down.
I know.
But it does feel like a companion piece here. Like, you have Kevin Knight versus Lance Archer, which was a bunch of fun.
It was fun.
Kevin Knight fucking rules.
Archer's
I like him so much.
Archer's the job guy in the Cows family.
He sure is. Then you have Rocky Romero and Tomohiro Ishii. Oh, boy.
FTR wrote a letter.
Oh, yeah, that was...
that Shivani reads on TV.
That was funny.
Insane. So silly.
Yeah, Rocky Romero and Tomohiro Ishii against Josh Alexander and Konosuke Takeshita. Again, fun.
I liked it a ton.
Takeshita and Ishii's parts were fucking
It's
great.
always great. Right.
Then you have the big... Rocky drops off the apron at the end, which Ishii doesn't tag him because Ishii accidentally hit him with a lariat. After the match, Ishii's like getting in his face, pushing him, and there's a figure in the ring, and the hood comes down, and Trent Beretta's back.
I guess so.
And then he hits Ishii with like a big fucking wrench. And now, so Trent's back with the Callis family, and I guess Rocky Romero's with the Callis family now.
Rocky Romero should go be with his own family and off my TV.
Azuka Rock, what is it, a shoot name? That was very funny.
Very funny. Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah,
I don't like Rocky.
No, you get the Adam Cole.
I love Roppongi Vice, but I'm not. Let's leave that in 2017 where it belongs.
Great. Adam Cole open challenge for the TNT title.
Yes.
It's Claudio.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, okay. Like, they just have Claudio beat him, but Adam Cole wins on like a crucifix roll up.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Match was decent.
Yeah. I was excited they did like an actual open challenge with somebody that mattered.
Yeah, Claudio like after the match he starts wrecking shit again, wrecks the table and shit, and Mox has to come out and calm him down.
Which stays wrecked the whole night.
Yeah, but like I do like, hey, we're adding a little bit of fucking substance to Claudio.
Right,
like,
they're unhinged right now because they lost.
The fuck off, and that's 2 nights in a row we took big losses.
Where was this? I ask again.
I agree. LFI they squashed the shit out of 3 dudes.
Yep.
Let's go Roosh. Let's go Beast Mortos. Let's build to that Arena Mexico show.
Do you think was it ESG, LSG, whatever that dude's name is that was there? Is he the Ace of Space guy or is that somebody else?
I think that's him, yeah.
Do you think him or Ashley Vox, who was in the Megan Vane 2-on-1 squisher?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Do you think they both turned down Beyond bookings to go do this? Or
fuck that idiot.
Yep.
Yeah, Megan Bates squashed the shit out of 2 people and looked great doing it. Nick Wayne versus Commander for the ROH TV title. Like, it was actually like pretty good.
It was good, yeah.
Kind of shocked.
Shocked that Nick Wayne wins, yeah.
Nick Wayne wins the ROH TV title on this collision. So, great, I guess.
Yeah.
It goes backstage. You see Christian clapping and getting pissed off and walking away. The crowd was very funny when they're chanting, "Whose mom? Nick's mom."
Yeah.
That was very good.
We got the Ricochet appearance. He's been a little low key the last episode or 2. But
no, last week he was in that 4-way for the 8-man tag for the
that's right,
$400,000.
Yeah, that's true.
It was very funny.
But he got the promo backstage with Kevin Knight and Speedball, which was very funny.
Kevin Knight, at least I could do this.
Yeah, shakes his hair at him. It was a funny thing. If I didn't already name this show, these 2 goofs would have been.
He walks up and says, "Look at these 2 goofs."
Look at these 2 goofs.
The best part though was the end of that
when Renee flips her hair at him.
Flipping her. Oh my god, I love Renee so much. She's the best.
Ricochet's fucking killing it though, man.
He's so
the cape
good.
and the baseball cap. It's so funny.
He's so
really killing it. And I also like that he went on a Twitter rampage this week about all the WWE stuff too, and he like retweeted the Nick Khan thing. Was like, or maybe it was the Triple H thing. He was like, these guys fucking suck.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Main event. Chris Statlander, Julia Hart versus Mercedes Moné, Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
Star of the show, Tony Storm on commentary.
Oh, of course.
She gets carried out by Luther. She kisses Nigel on the lips. She kisses Shivani on the lips. And she's like, "What happened to your table?
Yeah.
Where is this?
Yeah.
Has there always not been a table here?"
Yeah. The monitors are on the floor.
Her on commentary is just
best.
the best. talking about Mercedes. If I was a CEO, I wouldn't want to be walking the sidewalks right now.
Oh, crazy.
Unbelievable.
She also starts talking about farting a whole
Yeah,
bunch.
she said she had a hot dog at Fenway,
Yeah.
and she lifted up her skirt the old-fashioned way by tooting.
Yeah. And then she said they're going to have to reupholster the chair she's sitting in because of it. That's fine. I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but
Nope.
But you know what I'm thinking.
I sure do. It's so fucking. She's the best, dude.
Yeah.
I love Toni Storm so much.
It's such a smart way to keep her on TV.
Yeah.
And by just having her do commentary.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to wrestle. She's champion, whatever. I like to see champions wrestle. She doesn't have to. Let the division fight over it, but keep her on commentary. It makes so much sense.
Dude.
It's very reminiscent to me of the Jericho Cruiserweight division stuff.
Yeah.
Because when she ran down the whole bracket, but also Jericho used to do commentary for those matches all the time too.
Yep.
Like, you have a fucking megastar there.
I love her. Like we've talked about, I think she's one of the best things in pro wrestling.
Everything
right
she does gets over.
Yeah.
Everything she does gets her over more. Her, like, in like awe of Statlander and stuff helps Statlander get over.
What a woman.
Like, it's just like super smart. And it's just the right way to do it. And you can't do that with everybody. You don't have talent like that. She is incredibly special, and she is one of, if not the best, most complete wrestler, character, all of that in wrestling right now.
Absolutely. Harley's here to eat the pin. Match is okay.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels like a fun house show match or something.
Stat hits the three amigos double suplexes the whole time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, Harley's
puppets there.
Yeah. It was what it was.
Yeah,
yeah. Fun collision, fun episode,
If you were there,
nothing like egregiously like, oh, fuck, this sucks.
That main event live, it would have been like a fucking party.
That would have been a lot of fun.
So,
I agree.
For sure. And Mercedes working 2 nights, fucking killing it. Dude. That just...
What a fuck, dude. I fucking love her. She's the best. Well, that's all we had for America.
That is all of America.
So, we're going to take a trip to Japan via Chicago, Illinois.
We made it all the way to Chicago.
Chicago. Is
that a song?
It is now.
Okay. Hell of a town.
New Japan Pro Wrestling, Windy City Riot. So we had people there in the Discord that were there live.
Yep.
J-Pop and Mike were both at the show live. This was on Friday night, and I feel like I was doing something. I was hanging out with my nephew, so I didn't get to see this. I didn't watch this until Sunday. I believe.
Did you watch all of it?
No.
How many did you watch, Brett?
I watched I think what I watch 1, 2, 3.
Watch 5. I ain't gonna talk about all of them though.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're gonna be surprised at one that I really don't care for.
Okay.
You could lead since you watched more.
Well, I started with Uzumi versus Mina Shirakawa.
I didn't watch that.
It gets a double count out. Short. The crowd boos like crazy at the double count out.
Sure.
Which it's going to be a 3-way against Mercedes.
What if she loses that belt at Resurgence?
Doesn't have to eat the pin to lose it.
Nope.
Not a bad thing.
It's the way to get it off her if you want to.
But with Mina also coming to AEW, do you put it on Azumi? Or Azume if you're a shitty commentator. That's the worst part about the show is that half the commentary team needs to fucking go. There is silence. There is names being pronounced differently between the two of them. Get on the same fucking page. I don't care who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Maybe what I think is right is wrong. But get on the same fucking page. It's a fucking disaster. Moves called wrong. Long things of silence. Meandering. It sucks. You know who I'm fucking talking about. And they're terrible. The crowd boos like crazy. It's fine. It's nothing that great. But then we go to Gabe Kidd, Tomohiro Ishii.
So I did watch this.
The 30-minute Iron Man match.
And I'm going to preface this.
Okay.
I wasn't going to like this going into it.
Okay.
I don't like Iron Man matches. They do nothing for me. I think we've talked about I maybe like one Iron Man match ever. And that's Brock Angle from
Yeah.
SmackDown, and maybe I liked it because there were commercial breaks too.
Yeah.
Or no, that might have aired without commercials. I don't remember. But I just don't like it. I don't like Iron Man matches. I really don't.
I'll tell you,
like Brett Shawn, I don't think is very good for Mania.
Yeah.
What was it, 12? Mm-hmm. It's just not. I don't like it.
So
I just don't.
I don't.
Even when this got announced, I remember just being like, I don't like it.
I don't necessarily have a problem with them, but they're certainly not my favorite.
Yeah.
The problem I have is that when I watch these matches, particularly now, and maybe it was always, but I don't see the benefit of having an Iron Man match that ends up with 2 or 3 falls in it.
Yeah.
Spam the shit out of these falls. That will be fun.
Either spam them or do 0 and do a 5-minute overtime.
Right. So this goes 1-1 and then it's in a sudden death.
Yeah.
The first fall doesn't come for 20 minutes.
Which is tough.
And I'm like, and I love Ishii. This is Ishii's the longest match of his career.
Yeah.
We like Gabe. I like this match. But I don't think it's great. I'm glad Ishii has the title. I think obviously Gabe needs to go to Japan and focus more on that.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a jump there.
So I'm glad that Ishii has this belt. Obviously, I love watching him wrestle. I love the things he does. I think there's some really cool things in this match. But overall, it was just fine.
I will amend that. There's one other Iron Man match.
Okay.
Bryan Danielson.
There you go. But yeah, waiting till the 20-minute mark to get a fall, and then there's only another fall in the next 10 minutes. Like, run a 10 or 15 minute match for the first fall, and then after that first fall, get your second, and then just spam them back and forth because you've already been beaten.
Like,
go fucking crazy.
I'll take a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah,
even though it's so formulaic,
which is what this match ends up being anyway.
You just done that.
Right, so just do that. Like, if you're like an Iron Man match, should either be 0-0, like you said, to a final fall, or way more than 3. Because if you only do 3, it's just a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, I just don't like them. I don't know why. They don't do much for me. This is not my type of match.
I knew that Gabe Kidd was losing this match before the match even started because he was wearing knee pads to start it. And I was like, what the fuck you doing? You're a pervert. You're not supposed to wear knee pads. Ishii doesn't wear knee pads, so I knew Ishii was winning.
Just got to pull that knee pad down there to reveal that tattoo.
But they also at the 15-minute mark, they hit all their fucking moves. Yeah. Brain busters, everything is hit, and none of it causes a fall. And I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's very rare for me to like an Iron Man match.
Gabe in the armbar, triangle choke, whatever, when he tries to powerbomb Ishii out of it and Ishii doesn't let go was awesome.
Yeah.
But the thing I said to you when we were sitting on the couch before, and I already mentioned how bad the commentary was, there is a point in this match where Ishii takes a chop and he sells to the ground, as you do. And one half of the commentary team says, I don't know, Red Shoes has to check. Ishii may be knocked out here. Yeah, and the other half of the commentary team, being Walker Stewart, said, it'd be pretty rare to get knocked out by a chop. Because it was a chop to the chest. Yeah. And I was like, that's just how little, clearly, Veda Scott did not see what happened, was not paying attention. And looked up and saw Ishii on the ground and was like, "Oh, I'll just say this because I think it's fun."
Yeah, she's stinky dude.
Terrible.
Yeah,
just really bad. So a detriment to these shows. Whenever personal preference, not my thing.
Yeah,
I just don't think Veda Scott pays enough attention. I really don't, and I don't think Veda Scott does the research needed to help get the wrestlers over.
Yep, not a fan.
Takes away from the matches, but anyway, match was just okay overall. Mostly because, like you said, because it's an Iron Man match, and you just don't make this a 20-minute 2 out of 3 falls or something, and you have a much better match.
And again, I know the 2 out of 3 falls is very formulaic.
Yeah,
first fall, second fall, third fall, obviously, but very rare to get somebody win 2 straight.
Yeah,
I need that to happen more in wrestling.
Right. Did you watch Zack Sabre Jr. versus David Finlay?
I did not.
Okay,
I skipped over it.
It was fine.
Yeah,
nothing great. Finlay, it is a more common Finlay match than not. Yeah. The best thing about this match, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's in storyline or if something happened in the match, but after the match, they get into the ring to give the ice packs, and Sabre takes his ice pack and just whips it at Finley's head while he's on the ground.
I like that.
And I was like, I don't know if he's just pissed because of whatever.
Zach won, right?
Zach wins, yeah. So I don't know, like, what, this was all, whatever.
Yeah.
This was also a rubber match between them, I believe.
Being a cheeky little
But
fucker,
he just
man.
whips at his fucking head. I thought that was hilarious. Did you watch Hiroki Goto versus Shota Umino?
I did.
Okay, I have nothing to say about this match. Earlier I said opinions change. I don't know what the all time backslide, like by fucking Shooter here. I don't know who he's listening to. I don't know if he's not working out anymore.
I just don't get it.
I don't know what it is.
What happened?
But he looks lost in there. His character work isn't good.
Yeah.
Like,
are you gonna have to just turn him heel?
I don't know. Is that going to work?
I don't know what you do with him at this point.
I have no idea.
Because like the thing is, like, the American crowd didn't give a shit about him.
Nope.
The Japanese crowd really doesn't give a shit about him. Like, actively boo him.
Yep. Yeah.
No, not
Brother,
happening.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do other than you've got Yamura.
Yep.
You've got Huge Suge.
Yep.
You've got Oiwa.
Yeah.
You don't need Ren Narita. It hurts. I like Narita a ton too.
Sure, but what he
don't
does
need him
is
in
just
House
not
of
for
Torture.
me. Yeah.
And Shooter is showing me that you don't need him either. He's he's gonna walk backwards down that fucking card.
That fucking Wrestle Kingdom main event, I still don't understand what they were trying to prove with that.
Yeah.
46 minutes and him like working kind of heel, but then I don't fucking get it.
This match was rated.
They don't get it at
right.
all, dude.
And
That's just
listen,
weird.
cage match doesn't matter. Meltzer doesn't matter because we're better.
It's true.
Stay tuned.
Observe that, brother.
Look out for the We Obviously Need Wrestling newsletter. That's the WONW,
That's right.
in case you were wondering. But this match on Cage Match was rated less than the Mina Shirakawa Azumi match that opened, that went 10 minutes and ended in a double count out that the arena fucking booed at the end.
That's bad.
So, not
Yikes.
great. But, flip side of that main event,
Oh, brother.
Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kanashike Takeshita.
What happened there?
I don't know what happened there.
Tanahashi and Kanasuke?
I smell toast.
Your shoulder hurting all of a sudden?
I actually have a knot in my shoulder so bad
Son of a
that my
bitch.
chiropractor went, oh my God.
Do I have to fucking call?
No, that's been there from when I dropped that cabinet. No, my fake doctor, my chiropractor, my fake
yes.
science doctor helped me out.
Konosuke
Thank you.
Takeshita.
Thank you. That's what I said.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Right. And Corbingus Publidingus was not there.
Tanahashi. The fuck is
This
that?
is Tanahashi's last match in America.
Final Ace USA.
Final Ace USA. And I know that we talked about his knees earlier. We talked about him running the ropes against Taguchi. Them knees still look like dog shit.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not a scientist. I don't know if Tanahashi was like, I'm going to make sure that America gets all I got, or if Takeshita is actually that level of God.
I'm going to go little column A, little column B.
But this match,
Dude,
ripped. Dude.
I have, first thing, every my notes, everything about this fucking rules.
Yeah.
I love the entrances. It felt big. Tanahashi put Takeshita over. Huge.
Tana's unwilling to die in this match, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Just everything about it. This match ruled.
I love that the story is Takeshita getting revenge for DDT.
Yep.
For Tanahashi years ago saying there's a reason why they're the minor leagues and him getting revenge. What a cool story.
And you know that Tana's like, this guy's the future. And just amazing work here. Like the send off that Tanahashi deserves in the U.S. that I didn't think he was capable of.
Yeah.
He didn't eat an apple, so he had all his teeth.
Oh, son of a bitch. That still hurts.
Every time before that, he would always lose teeth when he came to America. I guess we have hard food here.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor fucking guy.
For real, this match was awesome.
Yeah, dude. I love how, like, there were parts where Takeshita clearly underestimated Tanahashi.
Yes.
And, like, Tanahashi, when he's hitting the sling blade, like, yeah, it's not as fast. And he doesn't hit it as hard, but, it's still fucking cool when he hits it. And, like, him going up for the high fly flow, Takeshita, steal that. his frog splash looked awesome.
Yeah.
Again, I almost forgot, like, babyface underdog, like, fighting from underneath Tanahashi, man, is special.
Tanahashi
It is so fucking good.
It absolutely is. Tanahashi and John Cena going out in the same year is a beautiful piece of wrestling irony.
We didn't talk about Dwayne Johnson wearing that New Japan Pro Wrestling shirt on Instagram
right,
the other. Is he buying New Japan?
Right.
Is Dwayne going to own New Japan?
Yeah.
Is he going to work with them and say, "Hey, John, you're kayfabe under me now. Go to Japan and wrestle Tanahashi"?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, he's opening the lament configuration fucking on his Instagram trying to get that shit taken care of.
Sure is. But yeah, dude, this was fucking great.
Because I did that in the Rubik's Cube and I photoshopped that.
Yeah.
I just had the image of The Rock walking into WrestleMania on the weekend. And then it's just the image of Cody Rhodes sitting up against the wall, and in blood it says, I'm in hell.
Help me. Holy fuck. That's awesome.
Just The Rock fucking with plans, and just
perfect.
a skinless Cody Rhodes.
I am in hell.
I'm in hell.
Help me. But yeah, this match was fucking awesome. That leads. Oh shit! I'm so sorry. I forgot to fucking do. Ed had a PS part. See, Ed, here's the problem. Because I was just looking at questions.
Oh no!
You asked us 2 questions, but then you PS'd a question.
Oh, what's the PS?
Hayes.
Yes.
Panel for Colossal Con East is submitted. Picked my time range as between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. So if it's Saturday, you guys should come watch me make wrestling fans mad after Hungover Breakfast 2025. That's September 6th. As the day after my birthday, Ed. I feel like we may be able to make that happen, possibly.
We'll see. Yeah, I have no problem with it.
How much does fucking con
It's
cost?
$30, I think.
It's about 50 too much.
It is.
We'll see, Ed. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I see you fucking. I do the 2-parter. You throw a PS on me.
That's the thing.
I can't do
Listen,
that.
Look at how much she's pushing.
That's too much.
Here's the problem. The problem is that you and other people are okay with Ed breaking the rules and putting 2-parters in here. That Ed now thinks that he can also add PSs on the end of his 2-parters. That's the problem.
You
guys were too lenient.
Hold
with
him down, okay?
Right? Yeah.
I know you try to be like, no, fuck this. I'm going to restrict Ed.
Right.
No.
All right,
He's a wild child.
Well, now we're changing things.
But this does lead me to a legitimate question that we have here.
Listen, let's not call it legitimate. It is a question.
Wow. Sorry, Tim.
And now the Tim Taylor question of the week.
All right, Tim.
All right. So Tim says, better than Meltzer.
That's right, baby. Hashtag better than Meltzer.
Hell
Because we are. Scientifically proven, baby. You want the evidence? I got the numbers.
He says, right to the point, Tanahashi doesn't have much daylight on his career now that he's officially had his last U.S. match. Who all do you wish would have a chance to share the ring with the ace before he becomes full-blown president? Love you, boys. Tim,
One,
the dream.
2, 3, Nakamura.
Oh. I want to say John Cena.
Well, yeah.
That would be like,
I mean, that's, yeah.
yeah. So here's what's going to happen. Forbidden Door is going to be Tanahashi Shibata. That's going to happen for sure.
And Tanahashi doesn't have to break any rules because that's in the United Kingdom.
Shibata.
What do you mean?
Shibata doesn't have to break any rules.
Well,
You said Tanahashi.
yeah, because Tanahashi said this was his last U.S. match.
So
Forbidden
I
Doors
thought you were
in the
going to say
UK.
because New Japan's not going to clear Shibata.
Oh, no.
Which is still fucking crazy.
Because he can't do it on another
Yeah.
pay-per-view because he's on U.S. soil.
Yeah.
They're in UK, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
that'd be awesome. That's good.
I think so. That's your Forbidden Door match for Tanahashi.
That's cool.
Listen, if the fucking Nakamura, like, if the rumors are true, they're letting him go.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you have to have Nakamura Tanahashi at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you want to see them wrestle each other or tag up?
Good point.
Here's the thing. Listen,
Depends on the opponents, I guess, but
have
yeah.
both, brother.
Yeah.
Have them wrestle one night. Next night, dude, if you could somehow fucking.
Did you say there's rumors they're letting Nakamura go?
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about it. We did. A while ago.
Be cool. Yeah.
There would be like a very cool, like, Tanahashi last show is Wrestle Kingdom next year.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I don't think they're going to clear Shibata. But how fucking cool would it be? Tanahashi, Nakamura, and Shibata versus 3 people.
That'd be pretty rad.
Like those 3 against like Tsuji, Oiwa, and Yu Uemura.
Yeah.
That would be like that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think that would be like a very kick ass.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't include Red Narita or fucking Shooter.
Also,
I'm mad at both of them.
To go with your initial idea, the deal gets made, the money is exchanged, the handshakes are done. Wrestle Kingdom, Tanahashi versus John Cena.
Jesus fucking Christ! Could you imagine?
Make print money.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a
bajillion dollars.
Yeah. Both companies would make so much money on that. I just don't think it'll ever happen.
I don't think it'll ever happen.
God.
Because WWE fans won't get it. They wouldn't understand. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
They wouldn't understand that how actually kind of similar their careers have been and lives are.
Yeah.
Like how their importance to wrestling at the time they came, like all that.
Yeah.
It would take too much explaining. But to the sickos,
dude, that was like the big 2006. I wanted this match. I wanted this match for fucking 20 years. Like, broken down John Cena versus broken down Tanahashi. I'll take what I can get at this point. But I think like both. Everything that was just said, I think, would be fucking killer.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool. Tim, thank you so much, my brother.
Tim Z.
So, I'm going to assume your matches are the same as mine. Takeshita Ospreay.
Yeah.
And Tanahashi Takeshita.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. We both fucking agree. Yeah. We are simpatico.
Absolutely.
Did you buy anything?
No.
Me neither. Collapsible segment.
Listen, that I went into Target today and I saw those figures and I saw that Keaton Batman and I thought about it.
Yeah.
Man, those lines were long as shit.
Yep.
And I had to go pick up food, so I was like, meh.
Yeah.
If it was the chase, if any of the chases were there,
well, that's different.
If the non-chase, even if the non-chase stinger was there, I would have grabbed that.
100%, you would have had to.
But yeah, I was just too busy. So, but it's cool. That Sky Blue figure is awesome looking. It's great. I don't know why anybody would want a Sky Blue figure, but it's an awesome looking figure.
She's probably going to be coming back soon, I'd imagine. She's been out a while.
Yeah.
But again, AEW catastrophic injuries,
right.
You never know.
The Sky Blue figure in that set, the way it stands out to me because it's the most toyetic. She's got the long dress. She's got the head, like all that. And the rest of them just look like they're just a guy standing there with a set of hands. Like they're not, lighting the world on fire.
I already have the Will Ospreay and the Switchblade just because it was like their first mainline AEW figures, and I fucking love those guys.
I mean,
like I said with you, I could just throw them with
the sculpts are great and all that, but like
awesome.
they're so
if they were on sale, would you have bought them?
I wouldn't wait in those lines no matter what, unless except for that stinger or one of the chases.
All right, that makes sense.
But,
well, I don't have anything else.
Nope.
You don't have anything else.
Nope.
Thank you for sticking with us. I know this was a long one.
Actually, it came out about average.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Cool. I think it's long because it's late.
Yeah, it's just late for us.
Oh, hello, Ripley. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like,
you've been on that chair the whole time, Cat?
Dude, she's been chilling the whole fucking
That's
time.
funny.
So there's a ton of fucking wrestling this weekend. We'll talk next week. I don't know how much. We'll see.
No guarantees, no promises.
No.
We'll have one less AEW show because we just did Collision.
We will, yes.
But I don't know that we're going to make up for the 2 hours in other places. Well, I mean, Mania.
We'll see.
We're going to talk Mania for sure.
Yeah, there's things where we'll talk about, I'd imagine. I really want to see EO Sky fucking win, man. I love EO Sky. Yeah, though. That's it.
And we're going to talk Butterbean Minoru Suzuki, I guess.
That's a must.
But yeah, so we'll be back next week talking everything that catches our eye that's worth talking about from Indies and Mania and whatever else.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening. This has been We Need Wrestling. We are officially #better than Meltzer, scientifically proven. And
the numbers don't lie.
So for real, thanks for listening. This is 309, 310 episodes, something like that. Pretty crazy. Find us online at We Need Wrestling. I shouldn't have put this candy in my fucking mouth. This is the thing that Joe fucking hates.
Yep. I was like, are you doing a bit right now?
I wasn't even thinking.
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking think about it. There's just candy on the table and I'm a fat ass. I was like, put the candy in my mouth.
Start coughing into the mic and belching into the mic
right?
next.
Right?
Hitting every checkpoint.
I did the bit earlier. That wasn't the bit. I just wasn't fucking thinking. I was like, oh, candy, fat face, candy.
Piece of candy.
At We Need Wrestling on social media, across the board, Blue Sky, Twitter. Vote for us in the polls. Keep an eye out. We're up against Sean Ross Sapp. I understand that it's silly nonsense, but I like it. I want us propped up. I want us to get.
It's funny.
I wanted to get in more people's ears and eyes and faces and asses and everywhere we can, consensually.
Boy.
But at We Need Wrestling on social media, email the show at WeNeedWrestling@gmail.com. Check out our YouTube page. WeNeedWrestling.com. Did I say that?
Did.
Okay. We're a proud member of the soon-to-be-named network at STBN Network on social media, soon-to-be-named network.tumblr.com to catch all our friends. We're all going to be watching wrestling this week. We're all going to be talking about Crazy Mad Wrestling. You want your WWE fix, hardcore, heavy like, you check out Final Wrestling Place.
Yeah, they're going to be hitting it heavy.
You want your wrestling history, and the man that you can say, I watched a television show that had Miss Atlanta Lively on it, and the man will tell you the date of the fucking show.
That was nuts.
Listen to At Odds with Wrestling with Joe and Adam. You got us. We got 2 weeks should be the next Sentai Sleaze Ranger-ish with us and Ed.
If you like comic books.
If you like comic books, listen to Long Box Heroes and Long Box Heroes After Dark. If you like Puzzle Warrior, you have a limited time to listen to the rest of Puzzle Warriors 3. They're coming to an end. There's all kinds of shit out there. Listen to it, vote for it, and just remember at the end of the day that we are, in fact, hashtag better than Meltzer.
Once again, numbers don't lie.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerds!